show! From Michael Bay to Marvel, UK and everyone on in between. Breaking news and toy reviews, every robot fans wet dream. Grab a brew and join the crew, become part of our scene. Bring your mom, let's drink her own, make sure you're at least 18. Welcome to the show, the Bonnie and Hasbro. Friday nights, let's go, Transformers the show.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Transformers, the show number 277. On tonight's show is Friday the 13th, and we've got our top 5 most unluckiest robots. We've got discussion as well with favourite parts of the collection. Plus, scarily exciting, Jamie's going to review Studio Series Bonecrusher and Studio Series Scrapper, and we're going to review Galaxy Wave 7 Blokees. There, I almost remembered all of it. We've got that, plus loads of other stuff. We've got a little quiz coming up. And loads more, and a little Dom Figueroa focus bit, which I'm really excited for. But before we do any of that, we always do the news. Don't you try and stop us.
I jogged some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
The news is it's hot. It's too hot. Let's just end the show there. Let's kill it. Right. I can't remember where these photos specifically came from, but there's Horrible, who we discussed on last week's show in the news, and the pre-orders went up and they sold out, and then I believe that they got some more in stock, at least at Hasbro Pulse, and they went up at other places. So hopefully, if you wanted this, you've got it pre-ordered now.
Yeah, because Pulse have got a habit of doing that with Transformers. They'll put the stock up on the Friday, it sells out, or on the TV, put more stock again in the morning, like 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock.
There you go. So good news, people. You don't need to panic if it happens. Just stay calm, remain calm, unless, of course, eventually you end up not getting one, in which case, panic.
I do advocate it's okay to have a breakdown. It's okay. It's okay to have a breakdown.
Depends on the scenario, but try not to when you're driving, probably. Right. Anyway, there he is. He really does look less like a bull and more like the demon thing from Ghostbusters, as everybody says. And there's Kreb, because why not? And there's the back of Kreb.
Good face.
And I think they've done a very nice job with Kreb.
Great face,
Burke
Kreb.
backwards. I wonder if that's where they've gone for. They're calling him Burke. Anyway. Then Mark Lona shared this, that he had got the 4-pack in hand himself. And, of course, this means photos were on their way. And they were. And they come up later on. But still, nice to see.
Didn't Sixel have it as well? Didn't Sixel, he was given a copy?
No, he was just talking about it. He was just looking at the photos. He hasn't actually got it. He just did an episode, like a news, a bit like this, a news episode, just to talk about that particular topic. So no, he didn't have them in hand, because I didn't watch it, because why not? Then via Reddit user Stella09, oh my god, I'm not really, Stella096317, strange name, who posted on 2005 boards these photos, which are of the Age of the Primes Reckon Doom collection Spinister and Topspin. And we saw some photos of this last week, but there's some good comparison photos within this group, hence why I have chuck it
box art
in.
What kind of box art?
I know the box art for these things is damn good. There you go, bit of a side by side, step by step. I know that was a song, wasn't it?
I think the version that I'm going to be able to get, which is the new version, is better than the version that I didn't get.
So you know what? I think they've both got the merits, and that's why I'm going to keep both, because I'm greedy. I'm really not fussed about the jump starters, though. I try to get excited for them, and I just find it really hard to. But like the Spinister repaint is just like, yes, I need that. I want that in my life. And there's the Spinisters through the ages, or at least some of them. I suppose there's 1 or 2 missing. But yeah, I mean, they look good, and I am pleased to get them. It's interesting that if you ordered these from Amazon US, you seem to have got these cheaper than if you ordered them over here in the UK. I think people have been reporting it coming in at like between £45 and £50, and that's posted from Amazon US, if I suppose you're a Prime member. Anyway, so that was that. Then we go on to the reveals that were all revealed before the reveal. So this is the Age of the Primes Alpha Trion, although some people are calling it A3, but I'm pretty sure it says Alpha Trion on the box. And it's a young Alpha Trion, or at least young looking, or maybe he just had a trim. Maybe he just got ready for the weekend. And there he is. He comes with a pen that looks like a quill, but could also be a knife, sword thing, and a shield.
He's going to
From
tickle
right.
you. That's what he's
Yeah,
going to do.
tickle you to death.
Yeah, he's a monster.
It comes with the Covenant of Primus. So a lot cheaper than trying to buy the actual thing. And there he is. In box. And he transforms into that. And we all love that. Probably.
That's great. As
I mean,
well.
let's be honest. It didn't really matter what he transformed into, did it? You know, we're all going to have him in
nobody
book mode
cares.
anyway.
Yeah. Nobody cares what he transforms into. If you care what he transforms into, what are you doing with your life? And he has a removable Autobot badge. I forget, is there a reason why he has a removable Autobot badge, or is it just so he can give it to people and say, you're one of us now? Or is it like a police badge and he flashes it?
Yeah,
and then
he
leaves
does
a big hole in
WI
his-
on the Thursday, doesn't he? He needs to put his WI badge on Thursday. Swaps it back towards about Friday.
He does look like he'd knit or crochet or something. Anyway, so we saw him. We saw Venin, which is Venom.
I think that's the star
Change the names.
of the new releases. It really is. It's just exceptional. Just crazy, exceptional, wonderful.
Very jazzy.
Jesse.
It's very much like the comic and like the toy as well. It just, it's just quality.
And there he is as a robot and as a bug. I forget which type of bug
That's
he's
quite
supposed to be, but he's a bug. And he's buggy. And why not, eh? Get some more deluxe Insecticons on.
I
the go.
can
We love
almost
it.
forgive them for what they did to Firefly. Looking at this.
Well, we'll get to that. It's Firefly.
No, I can't forgive them.
Which, as we discussed when we did the reveal coverage live stream, is basically a slight remodel and repaint of Slingshot, which isn't the best robot, at least. Nice jet mode, but yeah, Firefly should have been his own thing for me. But I don't run Hasbro, otherwise things would be different, very different. For starters, they'd be bankrupt. Yeah. Anybody else got any strong opinions on whether they like or dislike this?
Dislike.
Excellent. That's what we like.
I mean,
strong opinion.
it doesn't really matter now. If you're getting the rest, you've got to get Firefly, haven't you?
Well,
They've got you.
Obviously. You don't have to like it though.
Yeah, because the thing is, the playing mode was exceptional, but it's not. This playing mode doesn't suit Firefly or Firefly or Firefight.
No, he is Firefly.
They
They changed it to Firefly when they lost the copyright.
Beta
But
Wars.
he's back in Firefly now.
But you know what? I prefer Firefly, so I think I always use that. I just think it's a better name. Yeah, but I just don't like I don't think the playing mode suits it, and I think the robot mode is absolutely awful. You know, so you almost made up for the robot mode because the plane mode was so ember, you know, for the other guy. But I think they could use skydive, mode really, and it would have worked
Speaking of
better.
which, there is Skydive.
Yeah,
And he looks all right. He looks
Yeah.
decent enough. It's probably the air raid mold given the amount of under kibble, but still, it looks all right from the top. Just look at it from the top. And then that took us on to this, which is the repaint and slight remold of Armada Red Alert as Flatline, a Decepticon medic. And this looks nice. I do like these colors and that head sculpt. So I believe he's from IDW, isn't he? Or is it a she? Well, either way, whatever. It's from IDW. Or they're from IDW.
is that a female character?
Oh, no. Because I don't know the character. I just saw this and I like the Red Alert mold and the look of it anyway. And you paint this in black and red and give it that head sculpt. And it was just like, it just works.
Spider
This is-
Father will know.
You bought. Yes. As I would imagine Guzzy and many of the other Fembot fans that we have in the live chat. So let us know, guys. Is this he, she, or something else. But it looks good. God damn it, it looks good. And I have pre-ordered this because I'm a sucker for a repaint that looks good. And there it is. Look at that head sculpt. And of course, it turns into the same kind of van, pretty much as Red Alert, but in black and red. You see, that's how they get you. And then that takes us on to Onyx Prime, the big. Well, I say big. It's a leader class, so I'm assuming it'll be fairly big from what I've seen of it. And it's our first ever Centaur in the Transformers franchise ever. At least that's what they said on the stream. So, who likes this? Who's excited for this? Who thinks meh?
Yes, I think
This is good. Yeah, this is good.
So different. Completely original molds. The alt mode.
And the originator of the Beasts, Pete. So right up your alley, being a big Beast Wars fan.
And I will smash him with a hammer.
You think it ever will go right up your alley, Pete?
Oh, I hope not. Not with those wings.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try.
That's gonna do damage.
You know, it might look sharp, but I feel like it can be hugged. I don't know. I can change it.
Then we had Micronus Prime, which is it's a strange one because I look at it and I just go, oh my god. But then they explained about how it's kind of like a pretender-ish gimmick going on with this.
Yeah.
And I kind of I'm interested now. I kind of feel like I'm gonna have to get it just to see if it's
Yeah, because
any
they
good.
said Pretender, Minicon, and we started saying Micromaster. It's like the progenitor of all three of those. And then suddenly we're going, that's okay. I think I'll get that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
We like
you know,
that.
we were
Never doubted
completely
the lad.
convinced.
Never
You know,
doubted the
Mark
lad.
in his silver tongue.
Look, he's got a one-wheel motorbike. Look at, you can just ride it like that because that's where you ride a motorbike.
Like a unicycle.
It does look like a unicycle, very much so.
Yeah.
And anyway, there that is. And then we got a couple more photos of
Having
some of the
one
other
testicle.
what he said. Skydive again. You can see the modes a bit more clearly on there. And then Sandstorm and Slinger in a random 2-pack that makes absolutely no sense, but we're getting it. So, comic/cartoon head Sandstorm, apparently, and just Slugslinger in a different shade of blue. Yeah.
I know you can pick up his Target Master, you know, you can still probably pick him up really cheap for like a £5 or £7. So that should solve that issue. The Target Master's out there in general population, but I still think they should have made it a Target Master and just gave it a proper head sculpt and not worry about the Headmaster gimmick.
I think I said this on Tuesday. For me, there's not enough differences to make me want to spend however much this is. I'm not feeling it. Other people, if you missed out on the molds, great, get them. If you left the Sandstorm one because you wanted the more cartoon comic booky face, great. This is right up your alley, I'm sure. But yeah, for me, just a bit meh again.
I'm getting it for science. For
science!
Yeah.
Which is always the best thing to do. Always get things for science. I think that's all we have of those for now. So we're going to Mark Lonis. I said he had the 4-pack, and then he started taking photos. So we've been over this before. So you got Ultra Magnus, which does look kind of cool. We know John Greaves is a big fan of a white Ultra Magnus. Big fan. Nemesis Prime from
That looks
Animated.
very good. That looks
That's
very
a cool photo, isn't it? He's aced the pose there.
How to make a toy look cool. Slapped him alongside the first Legacy Optimus Prime from Animated.
It's just going to be like the third version of the mold I've got. It's ridiculous.
Bumper. Yeah, it's Bumper. I mean, there's what Bumper, like Bumble Jumper, whatever you want to call it. It's one of those things that's just gone into legend now. So I guess if you really want one, at least you've got the chance to get it now in this 4-pack. I expect to see a lot of these bots being exchanged, which is a good thing, I think. You know, at least then people who didn't order the 4-pack can still get the ones they want. And of course, Horrible, because, you know, Horrible. Have I mentioned I like Horrible? I like Horrible. We should
He
all
just
like
looks
Horrible.
beautiful, doesn't he? He just looks like, yeah.
I want Horrible. I've mentioned this before. So there is horrible, and Marclonus will reappear again with yet more photos later on. But then they revealed something else. I think this is the last of the reveals that hadn't already been revealed, but still got revealed before the reveals. So we got to find out we're getting the G2 Dinos, Slug and Snarl, and they're coming in a 2-pack. So you have to get both of them together for now. Whether that changes down the line, we will see. So, all those people who didn't buy the G2 Grimlock, may now have to get the G2 Grimlock. But there's loads of them out there, so I don't think it's going to be a problem for you. Go to your local Smiths. They're the ones that are just gathering dust on the shelf, as far as I can see. But these look good. It's what we've had before. They look good. I don't really know what more you can say.
Agreed.
And there's the 2-pack.
It's just one of those ones where I didn't realise there was such an audience for G2 Dinobots that this would happen. I get third party doing it, but I was surprised to see so many. So to go down this line, but
but maybe that's the thing. Maybe Hasbro's finally paying attention to what third party's been doing for years and how much money they're making. I don't know, but the fact they're selling these things, maybe they start to go, well, we'll have a piece of that action too. Plus, it's cheaper to repaint something and sell it than have to come up with a new mold, as we are definitely seeing a lot of at the moment. TF Nation have announced that their tickets for TFN Minicon Reading go on sale at 12 p.m. on Saturday, the 21st of June, 2025. You can't read the post below because it's not a post, it's just a screenshot. But you can go to any of TF Nation's website or its social media, and you will find links to all that if you are looking to go. And it was good last time, so I would recommend it. Plus, it's just down the road from Pete. You can drop in and say hi. His address is...
He'll race you. Go down and drop with him.
And there were other reveals from Tuesday. So we got the Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen multi-pack of the Fallen Megatron and Soundwave in satellite mold. All toys that have previously been released. I'm assuming these have slightly different paint apps. I don't know if there's anything extra particularly you get with these. I'm going to be honest, I think me and Jamie were talking through this section about things we found more interesting. So, yeah.
I mean the original... Yeah.
Look, Studio Series, we know that it was well engineered. And
I think the fact that this wasn't leaked or widespread leaked shows that
nobody cared. Do you want to leak that one? Nah, we're all right. Anyway, everything we've shown from the reveals is all been up for pre-order or is up for pre-order. So go check your independents and also check Hasbro Pulse if you can't get it from your independents. And then if you can't get it from them, I suppose there's Amazon or wherever. And yeah, hopefully you all get what you want. There's another shot this time, a Studio Series 86 Megatron in packaging.
It doesn't seem convincing, does it? It probably is. That's probably what, but it just doesn't seem the convincing packaging for me.
I'm gonna be honest. I looked at it. I kind of went, okay. It was like, okay, it's in a box. I can see the box art of it. It's not a great photo though because it's slightly blurry. But yeah, okay.
I don't think I like the new boxes. I just.
I think they're a bit duller than the ones we've had before. Anyway, Age of the Prime's Titan class Star Convoy, the Starboy, courtesy of Weibo user Notrab. And here it is.
He's making that look good.
That's what they're there for. These damn Transformers photographers making things look good, so we buy them.
And they go, what the hell is this?
And realize too late we've been tricked. But yeah, it's everybody I know has got the original one, which says it's basically a complete brick. Just says this is a fantastic modern day version that people would want. Although I'm sure there's somebody moaning somewhere. They're like the little hot rod isn't little enough. I think that's one of the complaints people have had, isn't there?
My number one complaint: they could have gave us a Micromaster hot rod, but no, they had to just give us a core hot rod.
It can sit inside though. I mean, look, it can pilot things and it can fire guns. Pew pew. And you know, when you transform, I'm sorry, but every time I see that base mode, I just have to shake my head. Like you've just tilted his head forward. He's still holding a gun in his hand. His hand's right there. Anyway, I'm not buying it, so I don't have to worry about it. Is my argument. And there he is, sat in the chesty compartment, looking chesty. These are a range of Transformers-themed watches. I think these have appeared a while, well, not like ages ago, but a couple of months ago on, I'm sure I saw them on TFW 2005 or something, advertised for sale in the US. Certainly ones that look similar. Might have been different. But these are from Japan, aren't they, Jeremy?
Yeah. And
So why don't they transform like those Casio ones did in the 80s? No one.
I know. Because everybody wants to wear a brick.
Grow down, Seiko.
Everybody wants
like
to wear a brick on their arm.
We release anniversary products a year later, or 2 years later, or a decade. But yeah.
Oh, I've just remembered I had to actually read the information. These are limited to only 300 pieces worldwide, and they have things like G1 Megatron details and references all over it, and will be engraved with the 40th anniversary logo and a serial number, and packed in a special box. And they cost, the pre-orders live August 12th, 2025 for 59,400 yen, which is about $410.
You think special boxes might include Marconis's phone number, private hot phone number? Was that just a dream?
I feel like this may be a reason we never get him on the show, but yeah, sure, why not? Eh? We've said this before, Mark Lotus. This man does not represent our views.
But it's a good idea. This one time.
Speaking of Mark Lotus, he shared photos then of Micronus Prime to show off how it can look good and thus make people more inclined to buy it. So it opens up, and there is Micronus as a little disc. And then he comes out, and he's got another little disc wheel thing. And I mean, he is supposed to be small. You know, when he's appeared in media, he is like Micromaster size, or whatever we call it, Micron or Minicon or whatever we want to call it. But he is. And I forgot about that. The actual shell thing is a weaponizer, isn't it? So you can take it apart and for some reason attach it to Ultra Magnus, like they just showed.
No.
But yeah, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's part of me, you ever just stop and think to yourself, I'm going to buy this, but why? Why am I going to buy this? And there's reasons. Chat, tell me the reasons why I'm going to buy this. Convince me.
Oh, look at him.
I just think it looks daft, but it looks kind of interesting.
It's colours you don't normally see many Transformers in, do you? GoBots, you see them in that colour. I can specifically think of one GoBot. So there's one reason, Andy.
There you go.
Alt modes.
That's a really good photo.
When we do alt modes, which are really shit, you could, if you had him, you can use it.
Yes, that's the reason. Just in case we do it again.
Yeah.
I actually really like that photo. I think that shows off the Pretender style gimmick as he's stepping out. That does remind me of the G1 Pretenders from the comic books when they could come out of the armor and their armor would be fighting, but they'd be off fighting someone else.
There we go. We got a reason for you to buy it. It took 10
I have
minutes.
now convinced myself. So sorry, Claire, if you're watching. And then there was this cool photo from Mark Lonis again.
Really
which, is just I mean, I just thought it was a really clever photo. Could have got it in socials.
That's awesome.
I suppose, actually. We could have had it in socials, but I don't want to snow Pete under with socials. He had a whole 17 photos to download. Woo!
Did we hear about that?
Testing
His
times
memory
in the
was going to run out. Were you storing it on a calculator?
Oh my god.
I've had to print them off. It's a nightmare.
You just get to hold up pieces of paper. That would actually be wonderful.
Sorry, just catching up with the comments. So we'll catch up. Hi, Ian.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody
Hi,
in the
Ivan.
chat. I'm not being rude. I'm just working.
Hi, Jacob. You stopped, so I'm guessing that's a subtle hint. It's time for third-party news, isn't it?
Yeah, all right then.
Thanks, Andy.
Battle tank!
Battle this.
It's heavy metal cruncher time as Optimus Prime goes toe-to-toe with Combat Megatron. Prime is one tough dude underneath his hood. He's a Transformer missile flying phenomenon. Combat Megatron is combat armed. His mighty mega missiles are slamming. He can metamorph and use Mega Force, but Combat Optimus is still standing.
Booyakasha. Right, we'll start with Dr. Wu. Dr. Wu, calling Dr. Wu, and his workshop, where he's done DWE 40, DWE40 Red Tank and DWE41 Star Shuttle. So it's Scourge and Warpath, people. Scourge and Warpath. Thoughts?
For all them stories they've been in together.
Exactly.
I
Famous
think
duo.
sometimes when you see Doctor Who stuff, I've just bought some Doctor Who stuff, so now I'm a bit of an advocate because you see it on the screen and you instantly compare it because it just looks the same size as anything you'd buy. So you're comparing it to Legend scale stuff. In my head, it's the same size of New Age Warpath. Obviously, looking at that, it's a lot less detailed. Fuck me, when you get them in hand, they're tiny and they are so detailed. So now I'm like, yeah, I want that. 100% I want that because it's brilliant. Because I know it looks a little bit khaki there, but that's bigger than it actually is in real life. What you're looking at now on your screen, unless you're looking at it on the phone, it's much, much bigger. And when it comes into your hands, name of your sex tape, it's actually really,
There were several names of your sex tape going on
in there. It's tiny, but really detailed. So I think when I used to look at the pictures, I used to compare it to Legends, and I used to think, it's not as good as Legend scale. But of course it's not, because it's so much tinier, and it's really beautiful when you get them in hand. So I am going to get these. I'm a Doctor Who.
The one thing I would say from chatting with Moff about these, and I think he's shown them off in our one of our chat groups, is the fact these look really good on your bases and can fit in almost with your Micromaster size Transformers. So if you have like a base set up like your Fortress Maximus or whatever, then they actually look quite cool on them. Yeah, which oh god, if I have to start buying Doctor Who stuff, the world will burn. But anyway, they look pretty cool, I have to admit, but they're just so teeny.
And I've got Starscream's head here. You won't be able to see it, but I can. It's so small, I can almost fit under my thumbnail. I'll just be able to hold Starscream's head right there.
But that's it.
And I'd have his head in my thumbnail all day long, and my boss wouldn't know.
Or up your nostril. Anyway, they also shared DWE42 Shifu, and I love the name of that, which is their Alpha Trion. The Shifu, do we all know the reference Shifu? Do we know the film Shifu's from? Those of you with kids should know.
Kung Fu Panda, isn't it?
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda's master, the one who trains him, Shifu. And I just thought that was quite a cool little touch. The pictures aren't the best, I have to admit, but I think somebody's taken these pictures from a video, and that's why the resolution on them is a bit poop. But there he is. It's Alpha Trion from
Scourge. The Doctor Who sort of logo almost looks like Hasbro when you sort of squint your eyes.
Yeah. Sneaky, just on that borderline of getting sued.
Sure, Hasbro, I'm fine with that.
There's, as we saw last week, the wonderfully monikered green tank. Just spent hours on that one. They did hours. It's the Scourge, but now as Alpha Trion. I mean, what kind of a company would pull off something like that? And anyway, there it is. And then that took us on to this, which was a bit of a curveball from, I want to say, New Age. And they have redone their hoist that we saw last week as what they're calling Cannonball, but it's G1 Scorch, which is a real deep cut. That's a real random one, but it actually looks kind of cool. So Scorch was late G1 Transformer. Probably not known that well. I want to say it might have been part of those European Asian exclusives that America didn't get. I'm sure it was. And so this is a real random one for them to do, but lots of people seem excited. And it also looks like he's wearing marigolds.
Yeah.
But there he is.
The thing I don't get is surely America must have been getting the UK comics and and Canada. Because the UK comics, but the UK comics had the price for America and Canada. And they were starting to sell. With the literature I've read, they were starting to get sold there.
I've not really seen anything about it. We'd have to ask our American brothers and cousins over there to see if they can confirm or deny anything. My understanding was certainly like this. That I don't think this featured in any of the comics anyway, so you wouldn't have seen it because this is after.
Unless it was just a standard practice, but it's a bit weird to put the American prices on
it. Pass. I tell you who could ask: Simon Furman at TFN, and that would be quite cool. See if he can tell us.
Yeah,
he should know. And then that took us on to something which is even more random, but I really like this. They've done New Age Toys again. Zhivago, Dr. Zhivago, which is their animated Ratchet. And this is just a great little idea. Look at that. That's
The head
fantastic.
sculpt. The
I
head
know,
sculpt's
spot
amazing.
on. And I don't collect New Age, but I actually think this looks really good.
Yeah.
I wonder how it would scale with my my animated Ratchet that I've got somewhere in a box. But yeah, I just think it looks really cool. And if you're an animated fan, this is great. You're gonna get. I wonder if they're going to do more animated toys.
Oh,
That'd
that would be
interesting.
cool. Legend scale animated. I'm up for that.
But look at it. You know, it looks great. I love that one. You decide what he's doing.
I'll mend you.
Dive into the pool. Yeah, I think it looks really cool. Very much looks like he did in the cartoon. So why the hell not? Well done, New Age. Well done. Some praise for you. And there he is. With whatever their bad guy Trailbreaker was called. I can't remember. What does that take us on to? Oh, Craftsman Toys. We're just getting loads of photos now of all the bits and pieces for their Craftsman Toys Computron/Technobots. So you've got Moto and Light Strike Hero. I think that's what they're called, which is their Technobot Afterburner and Scattershot. So I'm sure we've seen photos of
He
Afterburner
looks
before.
so good.
Yeah.
Good. There's some better
So
photos of
good.
Scattershot coming up as well.
Skywarp's answered the question, but because I remember the prices came in issue 94,
Right.
and they started getting American and Canadian prices, and I know some people I spoke to read them in America, so I wonder how mainstream it was. But yeah, Skywarp's answered that question.
Well played, Skywarp. A man who likes his comics, as you'll know if you've subscribed to his YouTube channel, which you should. Right, where are we? We're still on Computron, and then we said nice
Yeah,
photos
look at
of
that.
their Scattershot.
So good.
Oh, both of them frosting.
Cannot wait.
The colours are brilliant, aren't they? Like really subtle. Just,
Don't even collect legends.
I know.
Stupid.
Oh wait, and now it's all gone a bit weird there after
That
the
looks wicked.
Scattershot.
Yeah.
What are they going to do to go with them?
I don't know. That cannon looks flipping
Terracons. Got to be the Terracons.
Got to be the Terracons. You'd think, surely.
Yeah.
Burst Gallop Hero. I love these random names.
Well done, Guyver.
I think I'm going
Yeah.
to end up in the minority of people who don't have these because everybody seems to be waxing lyrical about them now. And I like the bike mode.
I think for the price nose cone was though, it's such a good toy.
Yeah. Oh,
Do you want to comment on this, Paul? Because you seem quite excited about this.
yeah. I've got semi over it. It's just that it turns into such a lovely shuttle mode. And it's always been there all along, hasn't it? Blast off, but putting it into the actual white and black of the shuttle just makes it absolutely beautiful. And you can imagine you easily get NASA decals, can't you, from online? I know it's
It
still
will be,
correct,
yeah.
some
It's-
weird thing.
Yeah, the colours is because it's supposed to be how he appeared in RID, where he was called Movor or Movor or however you want to pronounce it. This is Masterpiece Scale. It's exclusive apparently to BotCon, which means keep an eye on Kapow and other places for the sales to go up. But yeah, it looks nice. It's blast off by another name in another colour. They call it Astrolith.
Look at that.
And of
Have they
course,
finished
available.
your Ruination now then? Is this for Ruination?
Yeah. I don't know if this is the last one. I can't remember how many they've done. Again, the chat shall giveth as we ask. I'm sure somebody will tell
Bisto's
us.
there.
Well done, Bisto.
That seems to suggest we've had 3 of them. Just because there's the 3 boxes. So there
Only
you
we
go.
just waited.
We didn't need you, chap. We can do it for ourselves.
Pictures tell the story.
Tie my own laces, Mum. Anyway, moving on. And this is another BotCon exclusive. So obviously BotCon's has started over in the US, or is in the process of starting. So we're already seeing photos coming out. This is Ocular Max event exclusive RMX21 Line Fang, which is their masterpiece scale stripes, available officially and exclusively at BotCon until after the weekend when it goes up on the website for you to buy. So there he is, and there is a tape. I'm saying he. There it is as a tape in a box.
Oh, it's a
Keep
shame
in
they
the
haven't done it
box.
in this. All the other boxes are cassette size, aren't they? And the tape is the same size as the cassette.
Well, that's supposed to represent Twincast. who was the blaster version that he went in. So I think that's why they've done that. So
I think it's a misstep.
Well, that's just fine for you, Paul.
If only they'd asked.
Yeah.
I'd have told them.
Why didn't they ask you, Paul? What the hell is going on?
It does annoy me then when people do things in a box and you collect them all and all the boxes are the same size. And then episode 12, Star Trek, the Starships Collection online, they change the font. So then all the ones afterwards look weird.
Don't collect the retro Insecticons then, because that'll send you over the edge.
Is it?
First two in the same style box, and the third one they just changed it completely.
Well, I think that's what I have against Studio Series 86 because I quite like collecting the boxes. So they were nice. You had Transformer movie references. I loved the box art. And then the new stuff, it's like you can hardly tell if it's Studio 86 or Transformers the movie or Age of the Primes. It's the same sort of black overall decor.
Charlie, I'm not getting the Joy Knight because that's not part of Blood Angels. Although I guess you could have it on the army. I am getting the Blood Angels Predator though. That will be a box.
We are getting Scattershot. Look at it.
Definitely. He's back again. He's so good. Andy's like, I'll have another look at it. Scattershot.
It's just there's so many nice photos of it, and the Scattershot is one of the best looking ones in my opinion. Because it's hard to get Scattershot looking good in both modes, and I think this looks good in both modes.
Yeah.
Like
the Scattershot triple changer.
Yeah, because he's got like a weird cannon mode, which is strangely phallic. But he has it, and he's had it in G1 as well, so they've included it as well.
Because it's in the game, I noticed, for like Earth Wars.
Yeah. I mean, he is, at a push. A stretch. He is. Well, he is. I mean, it's one of the modes on his G1 instructions. So, I mean, officially, he is. But, I don't know too many people who turned him into that. Wait for all the chat to go, I used to do it all the time. Well, good for you, chat. Anyway. I don't know why I'm so angry with the chat tonight.
No one even said it.
Really
Let's move on. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I suppose it's a 4 changer, isn't it, really?
Oh, God, better don't open that doorway. Right, MD005 knockoff Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime credit from Weibo user Mang Motion, and some of the cab only versions have been reviewed already on YouTube, and the reviews are generally very positive, and you seem to get more stuff with this, and some might suggest it's better. I'll leave it for people to decide for themselves.
I think mine's on its way.
Do that. I'm looking forward to you doing that one, Paul.
Yeah.
Starscream's in disguise.
It annoys me when they do that.
Optimus Prime. And there he is. Yeah. So now, is this about $40 or £40? I saw somewhere. And somebody was saying that the cab on its own was only about 18. So, I mean, this is a far cheaper option for people who missed out on Studio Series 86. Whether it's better, I can neither confirm nor deny.
Moff saying it is
That's
better.
be the thing,
There you go.
The only thing is, when we first saw this, didn't we say all the rumors were it's going to be £4 or something ridiculous, like
£4,
£18 or something when it first you can get this for £18. It's a proper what's the website, AliExpress, when you get the email and it says it will have Masterpiece Prime, will say £3.50, and you click on it, and it automatically comes up with £28. And it's
yeah. Well, this is on its own. It is apparently about 18. Somebody said they'd got one for $18 posted, and usually they just equate it pretty much straight over into pounds for us. So, that was a US reviewer. So it is cheap, compared to buying the original. But it's a knockoff. But is it a good enough quality knockoff? So you don't need to worry about that.
We'll find out soon.
More reviews. Yeah. Moving on. DNA Design they've got this out quick. This is their Wrap Crusher upgrade kits for the 2 box being reviewed later.
You keep switching this between third party.
I know. I didn't really though, because I was looking at how many photos were in official, and I thought I'm going to put this into third party to even it out.
If only you only had 17 photos to worry about, Ben, I'm sure it would be much easier.
Exactly. My life would be so much easier. I would have
17 photos selected by other people, no doubt, as well.
Oh, Roger, you show them then.
And also sized perfectly so they can download it straight away. But that's beside the point. That's by the by.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. That's what you get with this. You get some trumpets. Here come the trumpets and all that. Yeah, and you get some other bits and pieces that probably do something to make the legs better by the looks of it and their arms. If you want it, you can get it, but you don't have to.
There's not much that can be done for Bonecrusher apart from a video.
We'll get hold your horses. Ocular Max have shown off Deletus. It's a test shot. It's their Masterpiece Scale Scrapper, and it's not final colors because it is a test shot, and it's on display at Agabus at BotCon. And TM Reviews, who's attending BotCon, has been sharing photos of things like this. So yeah, it's another scrapper.
I'll just put my hand through my hair.
Body's very long, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the photo, but yeah, it kind of looks it. I'm not blown away by it. I don't think it's bad. It's like maybe once it's all painted up properly and we see the final version, I might be more excited. And then we went on to this. Sorry, this is X-Transbot's MX-44 Gravedigger, their Masterpiece Scale Scavenger, and MX-45 Razor, their Masterpiece Scale Bonecrusher.
Is this from a reporter over there?
This is TM Reviews, who's sharing this information, as I said before. On display at Agabus booth at BotCon again. BotCon official.
So reporter's been very lazy then. Typical.
Our reporter, our roving reporter. Pull your finger out. I'm joking. He's not going to be watching this now, is he? Well, maybe he is. I don't know.
He should be.
Yeah. Show it to everyone. And that's our lovely friend Sam, who's over there because he's a celebrity. So he's over there being a celebrity at BotCon. And there you go. So it's more Constructicons. But then we also got to see, also from X-Transbots, the Misfire and Slug Slinger, their Masterpiece Scale ones. Now, we obviously don't see a hell of a lot in these photos, but you get to see enough. And again, same booth at BotCon. I really like the Misfire.
Just pre-ordered
Actually,
it,
I
and
like it.
Slug Slinger on Primetime Toys. Peter, you pre-ordered them?
I haven't yet. I'm just waiting. Just to see them coloured.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still not sold.
I mean, let's be honest, I'm going to get them
Yeah,
Oh,
pre-ordered.
Snapchat
Primetime Moth.
From primetimetoys.co.uk. I would order from there as well, but at the moment I might just go for Misfire. I'm not
The good
as
thing is
sold.
the pre-order is only £10. You think £10 for a masterpiece Transformer is really good. And I'm sure there's nothing else to pay, so that is great value.
The day the laughter died. Right. Do we have more? Oh, yes, we did have more. So, Bisto, our friend Bisto, he shared this. This is the Good Smile Company Moderoid Mugen Caliber Model Kit. Price and release date to be announced. So this is basically Roadbuster, the G1 Roadbuster toy as a model kit, but obviously different colours. But yeah, if you want like a G1-esque Roadbuster type bot, don't ask me questions. I don't speak Japanese and I don't know the answers. Go on. What are you going to say?
No, they've only ever done one Masterpiece Roadbuster, haven't they? Who did that?
I don't know.
MMC, was it?
Yeah.
With
MMC's done one. Is that counted as Masterpiece? Was that big enough for Masterpiece? I thought that was a bit smaller than Masterpiece.
Back in the day, masterpieces were different sizes, wasn't it?
They've grown.
He looks pretty cool.
Get your tape measure out. 165 millimeters.
He's a small version.
Small Masterpiece.
Yeah.
The Thrilling 30 ones. I love that one. That's a great version. Robust,
yeah, that was a decent
one.
Wasn't it?
You couldn't
we need
argue
another
it was
one.
a Masterpiece.
We need another one. There was another bit of
colours.
news. I forgot to download because it came in right at the end, and that was that TFN have announced that Nick Roach is attending TFN. But that's that's like saying that the sun's going to rise tomorrow. We know Nick Roach is going to be at TFN. He's a lovely man. He's always there. So, yeah, that's the news.
You know what? That was great news, mate. Thank you. Should we do pickups? What did we get this week? Let's find out.
We now return to the Transformers.
That's Chug Roadbuster. That's Chug Robuster. It's not Masterpiece.
Oh, is it chug size?
Yeah.
Thank you, take measure, repeat. Right, what did I get this week? So I collect Masterpiece. I've collected Chug before. Always collected Masterpiece. I collected Legends. Stuff keeps coming out, and it's Legend scale, and it's really good, and I keep buying it. And I think this is the first one I picked up. So it's DX9, Brainstorm. Is it Brainstorm? It is,
Yeah.
Yeah. I've literally just got him out of the box. He was, but it's just there's almost like this scale going on. But so when you used to collect New Age, Iron Factory, Magic Square, Mech Fans Toys, the scale was all off. All four of them were all different sizes. With Mech Fans Toys was the biggest, and New Age was the smallest. But then you've got companies like, is it Cyan Culture, which have done the Raiden, and you've got DX9. You've now got, I can't remember what they're called, the ones who are currently doing this guy.
Craftsman Toy.
Craftsman Toys.
And it's like they've got together and they've put everything the right size, and they're all just fitting so well. The other one, I can't remember who made it. It is MS01. I've got it here in the box. Theorus by... I didn't even say. Designed, made in China. It's called Mechanical Skill Studio, and it's the Armada Starscream. So he turned up this week, along with DX9 Brainstorm. There's just so many of them, and they're like all the perfect size. They all scale with each other. They're all beautiful, and I don't know, I'm not meant to be collecting these, but if they're going to do them these sizes, and they're all going to be the same, I think they're better than Blokees at the moment.
Why are you buying so many Transformers?
Uh,
I'm just asking.
Is it like your Transformers buying was kind of blocked up like a dam, and it's just all built up on the other side, and there's something that's you've had a Transformers enema, and it's just released, and now all the Transformers.
A bit of Star Trek, a bit of Joy Toy, Transformers. Nah, not really.
I don't know what happened. I think I really enjoyed collecting Masterpiece. I got that down to just all I wanted, and then Fans Toys started releasing stuff, and then I don't know. I think the show went a bit. We kind of we were doing the same stuff again and again in the show, and everything got a bit repetitive. I don't know what happened. It was probably about 2 years ago, and then something just kicked in, and I think it was when you joined, Pete, and we started exploring and doing new stuff. Everything just became fun again. Wild side. And
let's try Condom Pete. See how this fits.
I'll give you a brainstorm.
I don't know what happened. I think I got to a point where things got a bit bland collecting Transformers about 2 years ago. I'm not sure what happened with that. I sold all my Chug stuff. I bought all Legend stuff. I loved the Legend stuff. I sold a lot of that. I scaled back and got back into just Masterpiece. And then gradually I've been collecting more Masterpiece spots, but then these bloody Legends, see, you think you're out and they just drag you back in. They're so good. Absolutely amazing. And we have to get some more DX9 stuff. But yeah, so I got DX9, Brainstorm. I got Armada. I'm buying Armada stuff now. That's how down the hole I am with it. And he's brilliant. Starscream, absolutely brilliant. And the last thing I got was, I don't even collect this scale, but it's Dr. Wu scale Transformers. And he's tiny. Let's get Lupus out. He's right next to me. And you can see how these scale just solo now. Oh, that's the wrong person.
Got yourself a Jamie.
This is how it's got. So there we go. They've got Lupus, who's also in my top 5 Transformers tonight. And there's Thundercracker. It's tiny. Skywarp, similar thing, same size, about the size of his fist.
Isn't lupus another word? A word for an illness?
I think it is. Yeah.
Every time you say I've got lupus, I feel like you're trying to tell us something.
But when I was talking about Dr. Wu earlier and saying you look at the screenshots, they're smaller than the screenshots, and that's the tiny. I had to put that little hat on him, his little wings, everything.
Brown is a difficult
one. Look how tiny! It's smaller than my finger.
Oh my god!
I had to dress him up for that. I enjoyed it. If anything, they should do more clothes with their Seekers. But yeah, so I picked them up with 3 Seekers. Yes, dress them up more. I just want to make Skywalker pretty again. I hand over to you. Do you want to go next?
Sorry?
Pete.
Oh,
Um,
you broke up for a second. I don't think either
Yeah.
of us.
They were at the same time. Pete. You need more
Should off his
syllables.
underwear.
He needs more syllables in his name.
Jamie's reviewing these, but these came yesterday. I haven't got them out of the box yet. Quite excited about playing with these. I lulled myself into a false insecurity because I thought the green was brighter, but it's not. It is like it was in the pictures. So anyway, I'll get over that.
You mean it's yellow, as you called it in the pictures?
Yellowy green.
Are you colourblind?
And then two more. That's
Be
what I
honest.
want to say.
Do you have a serious condition?
And then two more in the Master of the Universe cartoon collection, Leech and Buzz Off. So we're getting very close to getting up to date. And yeah, that was it. Those 4 bits for me.
Jamie, do you want me to put your picture up?
Yeah. So I'm looking at Transformers 1 here, and this is basically Transformers, well, Blokees, Transformers 1, Wave 7, 1 or 2. So it's a heck of a name. These Blokees Galaxy version. And by each box set you get, especially for people who have been collecting each box set, you'll notice it always seems to be minor upgrades that always seem to be improving. And that's wonderful to see. So I think this is like, for us in the UK, this is probably 3 years since Blokees first really came. And yeah, they've been hitting it out of the park. And here's the sort of like Transformers 1, the latest figures. And it's something that Hasbro should have been providing when Transformers 1 was out last year. So they've been a bit late, really, because I don't think even the Elita 1 is out yet. You know, and we should have been drowning in merchandise, but a lot of the third-party companies who have got official licenses from Hasbro have really been taking up the slack, and you know, they've been hitting it out the park. I mean, look at these two figures; the colours just shine. They're just bright. It's wonderful. There's the Megatron we've seen before. There's Elita 1. This is Cogless. Elita 1, she hasn't got a cog yet. And there's B127 Bumblebee, aka Badassatron, with his cog, so he's the sort of cog version. And there you have them all together. But before I look into that, Paul, if you could just take the screen away a second.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show the main big difference is the waist. The waist has got a little section to it, which gives it more movement, more articulation, sort of more like an ab crunch or a back break. The back goes the other way. You know, shaking those hips as if you're on the dance floor, or you know, you've got incontinence or something like that. And you've also got a change to the neck piece, which now gives much more dexterity to the sort of neck, much more articulation, much more movement. And it's quite extreme. So when you put the head on there, you know, the head could go to there as if he's just had like his head sort of broken. But yes, it just gives much more sort of playability to the characters. And it's different connections, which I don't know has been a deliberate design, but they've used different connections now for the chest pieces, meaning you can't reverse engineer, or what I should say is use the chest connections, you know, for your older Blokees if you wanted to add in that sort of like ab crunches and stuff like that. But yeah, it's quite cool, you know. So I'm sort of showing there my very shaky hands. So much more sort of movement, much more articulation. They're just sort of improving. Paul, if you could put the pictures back up.
There you go, sir.
So there's the whole entire team there. You get, I think it's at 9 figures included. And obviously you have your chase figure, which is Megatron. Got to say, the Megatron chase figure, I don't think you're missing out, because I think the normal Megatron is just as awesome. The only thing that really stands out with the Megatron chase figure is probably the cannon. But apart from that, yeah, you're not really missing out. But it's a nice assembled cast. You've got your trio of evil. You've got your Megatron. You've got your unlucky Alpha Trion, who, you know, spoilers, dies. You've got Orion Pax there, cogged Orion Pax. You've got Elita 1, cogless Elita 1. And you've got your Shockwave, Starscream, and Soundwave. And there is all 4 baddies there in the movie, followed by, before they really, when they met sort of Alpha Trion and they started to get their cogs. It's a bit strange that they've provided. I mean, I could understand with Megatron, they got the uncogged version because you've got the evolved Megatron there. But yeah, there you got your Orion Pax and your cogless Megatron. There's the sort of trio there. There's your Chase Megatron there. He comes with a little Decepticon insignia. Orion Pax comes with a sort of matrix, which is bloody huge. So yeah, that's quite big. And you've also got the sort of cog, which Megatron, I think, ripped from Sentinel Prime. Although it might have been the cog he was given by Alpha Trion, so I'm not really sure. And there's your trio there of Evil, Shockwave, Soundwave, Starscream. They're all fun, and the deco is really starting to hit that sort of classic class. And all the molds, I think they've done enough remodeling where you really think each mold is quite different. It's not like the previous packs where these were generically all the same. And there you have your sort of Megatron. So overall, I would say I'm quite impressed with that because you do feel each one is quite different. And here's Elita 1, which is using in the new sort of female mold for the first time, especially for Galaxy version. The only thing I would say about that is you do get less articulation, less movement, especially when it comes to the legs. So, but Blokees are going to continue to improve that. So I would say in later versions we'll have that improved articulation back. There's your Bumblebee there. Now, you might, for the sharp eye, Bumblebee only comes with 1 blade and 1 gun. But I think with Blokees, they pretty much have this idea that you buy more than 1 copy, and what you would do is you end up with your 2 blades. So I think they're sort of thinking about the amount of plastic they've got, the amount of engineering they've done, the amount of work they've done by, because you no longer they'll have to put certain things together, like this sort of the attachments between the limbs that's already done for you. So it's already becoming much easier to build actually and put together. But yes, for that Bumblebee there, I bought 2 versions of Bumblebee so you could both have his blade hands. Because normally this is the Bumblebee you would get, 1 blade hand and 1 gun. So there's your Transformers Galaxy version, 07, 1 Wave 2. And there's Megatron there.
Oh, that's cool.
Would I recommend this? Oh, cheers, thank you. And I really enjoyed doing those photos because I just done that quick with the mobile phone. And I just got to play with the Blokees. I think sometimes I've got myself into a trap when I'm trying to do toy photography. You just focus too much on the light. You focus on so much other stuff that you start to not enjoy it as much. Where sometimes it's cool just getting the figures out, putting them on top of a unit and sort of taking that photo, as well as doing the sort of toy photography aspect as well. But I would recommend these little guys. I think it's brilliant for Transformers 1. If you've got kids and stuff who love Transformers 1, get them these cheap action figures because I think they're just stupendous. Absolutely stupendous. The next thing I wanted to look at, and yes, is Scrapper and Bonecrusher. Just going to go up there. If you can share that, Paul. So here we've got Scrapper and Bonecrusher, who came in very uninspired boxes. Okay, the box art's okay, it's nice. But I did prefer the old Studio 86 box art, and I was collecting those boxes. So for the first time ever, I completely understood and appreciated where Paul was coming from, because I too have been betrayed, and I feel let down and emotionally broken. When I looked at these boxes, these are meant to be Studio 86, and then I looked at the Age of Prime boxes, and it's like, oh, what are you doing, Hasbro? But yes, apart from that, moving on, I put on a brave face, I opened them up and released them from their captivity. I wish I hadn't done that for Bonecrusher, really. I think Bonecrusher should have been kept in captivity, but, I felt sorry for him. So there you've got their Scrapper and Bonecrusher. Scrapper looks awesome. Bonecrusher looks like he needs help. It's just something wrong with the legs. I think the legs are just off-putting. And the fact is they don't have waist swivel. None of them do. So straight away, it feels like they've downscaled the original Combiner Wars, which were very much like bricks. and not added anything to them. And we used to always argue, Voyager class, we go, well, Voyager class is to do with the amount of plastic. Voyager class is to do with the amount of engineering that has. And I feel like it's got none of that for Voyager class. It's got none of the engineering, none of the increased plastic, and not even the size. So I'm just not really sure where the Voyager class aspect really comes. But I'm probably just being mean, just disappointed. As I said, the one that's a star for me is Scrapper. I think Scrapper is just an awesome bot, and he just looks cool. And it's a pity because I think Bonecrusher could look cool, but they just didn't. But take your losses. Obviously, it's a simple case of you want 4 more to have a real party, and that's the point, isn't it? Because they're meant to be Devastators. They're going to be combining into Devastator. I presume a lot of people will be having them in Devastator form and not in their individual bot forms. Going into vehicle modes is nice and simple because there's not much to them when it comes to that sort of engineering aspect. The transformations are really nice and simple. Scrapper tabs in really nicely, and the wheels are in pins, so everything moves really, really well. I'm just going to go and grab this Scrapper just now. The Scrapper's my boy. He just like all those wheels. It's like I don't know. It's like it's music. It's music. It's like. Yeah, it's free flowing, fun and easy. It's like sex, basically, isn't it? That's what you want, Nice and flowing, and movement. It feels good in the hand. For people who are single, yeah. Scrapper on the other hand, Bonecrusher on the other hand, it's that I guess this is what it feels like to be single. I don't know. It's just not. You try to pretend it's okay, but it's not really. But yeah, But yeah, I'm just not too fond of him, to be honest. But when he's with his partner, I've slowly started to change. So I don't know if Hasbro have done some black magic to this, but I've started to appreciate him more as time went on. I think my resilience has been broken down. Maybe that's why, because as I said before, he doesn't really tab in that brilliant, but he tabs in good enough to hold his, positions in. But yeah,
Ed's just asking Jamie. They look really nice green in your photos. That's probably is that what they look like to you? That green, or they're a bit more vibrant?
The green is definitely paler, but that's under yellow light, and that's just my rim. So the green is much paler. In that sense, I think, to be honest, when you look at the photos, I think the best example is it's a much paler sort of green. But when your camera takes a photo of it, it's a darker green. So what you see in your eye to what your camera gets is completely different. I take a photo and I went, "What the heck?" What needs to there? But in the eye, it's definitely a paler green. As Pete said correctly, much more yellowy, maybe like a hint of yellow, I would say, in there. I think Pete actually really called the colours kind of correct. As much as I don't like to give the guy credit. So do not believe
yellow.
Yeah. So do not believe the sort of well, it's got a tint. I was to say it.
Jesus Christ. Oh.
You'll see it when you have it in hand yourself.
It's still green.
I'm talking. It's still green, but it's a freaking tint, like the heat energy. It's like there. Look at there. Look at this. Like,
it's green. It's just a light green.
You can't
make it yellow. What are we going to say next? Light blue is pink.
And you kept going.
Don't
waking the group up from the inside.
And if you mix all the colours together, what do you get? White, Andy. All the colours in there.
You get a rainbow.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody knows that, Jamie.
I've got your back, Pete. Don't you worry. I'm supporting you. So there's Bonecrusher and there's Scrapper. And to be quite honest, Scrapper just Bonecrusher there just has that look of help me, fix me, and we can't fix you. We can't. Hopefully maybe third party stuff can do, but I just don't think it's just the legs. I don't know what other people think. I just think the legs look a bit ridiculous and it sets the whole thing off, and the lack of waist swivel. And the thing is, they could have given waist swivel to Bonecrusher. I mean, yeah, Bonecrusher, because with that bit there, they could have made that a clip-on without having to put a pin there. They could have made it a clip-on, and if it was a clip-on, he would have had his waist swivel. And I feel like because this bit it's got a lot of endurance to it, so I don't know if it's meant to be holding weight or something at some point, but I think that would have been designed to be a clip-on quite nicely, and it could have had waist swivel. And you almost think the engineers probably had that planned, but because of cutbacks and probably getting told not to, but they couldn't implement it. But I feel like it was option they could easily have done. That's me finished there, and just the last thing, which I'm just going to smash through, like I normally do. Move. If you could share this, Paul, please.
You go.
I got Carnivac in, is it Fistitron? Is that how you say it, Andy?
Physitron is Iron Fist.
Physitron.
They're not allowed to use the name Iron Fist because Disney will sue them, so he has to be Physitron. Fistitron is, yeah, don't call him Fistitron.
So Physitron.
Something else that you might find on a specialist website.
So Physitron and Carnivac there. Physitron is looking quite nicely. He was a surprise. Carnivac I was going to like no matter what. If Carnivac came with one leg and a smashed up face, I would still like him. Carnivac's one of my favourite characters. I just think about the comics and Time Wars, etc. Just a fantastic character to have. Both of them have got lots of articulation, lots of fun, and they're showing you how old molds are awesome. I mean, that's the old Siege Hound mold for Physitron there, and it's delightful. And there we've got Carnivac there, and his sort of weird wolf mold form there, and they just both work. And Physitron, the turret turns. I don't know about you, if it shows you how simple I am, but the fact that the turret turned, I suddenly thought this was the best toy ever. I think because you're so used to being disappointed with some things that are static and don't move, and that turret turning, I just thought Physitron. I don't know the character. I've not been iron fisted like Andy, so I don't have anything to relate it to. Yeah, so this is
this like the Pretender and the Innerbot as well? Is that what the set is?
Yes, it is. So the Pretender's like what he transforms into, the wolf.
Oh, that's cool.
And he obviously and Carnivac actually transformed into wolf in his robot form as well. But it's a kind of homage and stuff, and it's cool. And it works quite well. And I think they've aced the figure, to be honest. I love it. I just wish they upscaled it. That's all. That's my only negativity for this set. I think you should get this set. You could get it for Amazon. It'll cost you around 50 quid. If I had to recommend anything tonight, it would be two things. So it'd be Transformers 1 and Blokee thing and this box set. Absolutely amazing and well worth it.
Cool.
Finished,
Lovely job. Good photos as well. Thank you, Jamie. Andy, would you like to go next? Would you like me to add your photos?
You can do.
Oh, sorry. No, I can't. Actually. No, I can.
I also got the Carnivac and Physitron 2-pack. I also echo that. I think it's really good. I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting to be as impressed by them as I am, seeing as they're just repaints. But they're both really solid figures, and Physitron really does own the mold quite well. In fact, I'd say better than Detritus does. I think it works well for him. So they're both really fun figures. I recommend them. I also picked up this very cheap or Vinted because even though I don't particularly like the Protector bots, I always liked First Aid and Hotspot, and I realized I needed a hotspot in my life. And this one was very cheap on Vinted, and of course it turns out it's the Takara version from Unite Warriors.
Nice.
So obviously I haven't got the other ones, but I'm not particularly bothered about that. So that was a nice little thing. It was also the package that I had the most problems with because it disappeared for a time because the company transporting it put the wrong label on it and sent it off to somebody else who was expecting a skirt, as we discussed last week. And then this was returned by the said person, because the person who I bought it from was smart enough to actually put their address on the damn thing to return it. And it has eventually winged its way to me. The most important pickup I had this week was my son returning from France safely. So he went on a school trip and really enjoyed it in the sense that he wanted to come back. But he survived it, and that's the thing. It was a big deal for him. And the fact that he managed to survive it and do the whole week is huge.
And that's awesome.
We're all really proud of him. So he gets a special mention. And I've already mentioned.
Well done, Lucas.
Oh, we got a snake. We got a snake, and to celebrate getting a snake, Claire got me a snake. It's a snake man from Master of the Universe.
We've been on a snake then.
So this one's called Viper. No, but don't even start because we've already got one and it's thriving and doing well.
Is there three Master of the Universe snakes? Is there three, isn't there? There's one whose neck gets really long. I remember that one. There's one with the chains.
You know what? I can't remember because I think this was. I don't think I was watching Master of the Universe when the snake then came into it. But
I think there's
cool.
three.
You're probably right. Somebody in the chat will tell us. And then what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So the snake has been the women in the house decided the snake was going to be called Toffee because it's a toffee-bellied hog-nosed snake. Claire has made a Instagram page for it because why not? It's already got 150 followers. Pictures and videos of a snake.
Who's going to be the first human sacrifice?
It's going to outstrip us soon. This is going to have nothing. Yeah, I'm going to abandon Transformers the show and go and do Snake the show, and I don't even like the things.
Name of your sex tape.
Snake's great. I'm not touching it. I am not touching it. But that's also the
Have you? Since it's
I have touched it.
We don't like the things.
Has it got its own room yet with candles and an inverted crucifix? Or is
no, it has a vivarium. That's what they're kept in. So it has a lovely vivarium with tons of room.
The whole downstairs.
It doesn't do a right lot, but it's a snake. So
yeah,
she's very happy. The kids are happy,
and that's all that matters.
He's very happy. Was there anything else? Oh, I feel like I'm forgetting something.
We used to have 3 kids, now we're down to 2. We don't know where the other one went, but
Sam's dialed in from America. Hello, Sam. Hope you enjoy BotCon. Take photos for us to get the news next week.
Oh, it's 164 followers for the snake now. Thank you, love, for telling us 164. Seriously, this thing's going to This is ridiculous. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. If anything pops in,
thinking about a snake now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Think about snakes.
Right, should we do a quiz? Is it quiz time? Should we do a quick quiz?
Yes, we can do. Yeah, why not?
Want me to find a little intro?
Have we got one?
You know what it'll be, Andy. You're asking have we got one. You know exactly what it'll be.
We can't be the same.
My Amish friends call me Long.
Too soon.
Save that one. Save it. Oh, no, stop. Oh, it's not venomous. We've discussed this. Anyway, right, sorry. Just arguing with reality.
Mildly
right,
venomous.
So we're going to do a quiz because we thought, why not? We need to do something interesting during the course of the show. So we're going to do a little quiz for which I'm going to be the quiz master and ask the questions, and my co-hosts are going to answer the questions as best they can, and we'll just see who wins, and it's for a bit of fun. Chat, you are more than welcome to join in. You get absolutely nothing for it. We've got nothing for you, but you can join in as we go along. Gentlemen, you all need to shut off your live chats on whatever devices you might have that open and switch to private chat, which is internal on the StreamYard, so they can write their answers for me and I can see who answers first and fastest and correctly as we go through the questions. And because my week's been very busy, I haven't had time to do a PowerPoint for this, so I'm just going to read the questions. You're going to have to listen properly, and then you're going to try and answer the questions, not verbally.
Is it not A, B, C, or D?
Yeah, the multiple choice. So you can just put A, B, C, or D, but you still need to listen. I mean, that's a given. If you don't listen to the questions,
it's a 30-second delay, and it's internet. We don't need to.
No. But if you put it into the messenger or the private chat, you don't need to worry about the 30 seconds.
I'm going to put it in private chat. I said that as well. You're covered. You're east. Let's go.
But you don't need to
Am I what?
Knocking off point for arguing.
Let's go. Let's go.
God. Right, we've got 5 questions to answer.
All right, cool.
Oh crap! I said I'd keep count of the scores, didn't I? Right, yeah, I'll keep count of the scores.
Score your own.
And no, we're not letting that happen. And we'll see who wins at the end. And you get nothing but pride and knowing that you won at the end.
I've never had
fast
pride.
typing, get your answers in. Paul, we've not asked the question yet, so I'm typing answers. Paul's answers are immediately null and void. There we go. Right, here we go then. So 5 questions,
ready.
anything from Transformers history. It won't necessarily be things you know about. You might not know the answers, but at least you've got multiple choice. You can guess and be wrong. Right, number 1. Which member of the original 13 primes, or the 13 original primes, was considered the scientist? Was it A, Micronus, B, Quintus, C, Solus, or D, Nexus? I'll read the question again. Which member of the 13 original primes was considered the scientist? Was it A, Micronus, B, Quintus, C, Solus, or D, Nexus?
Ignore my second answer. It's the same as my first one.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at it to see if it would be on. I know it's not there. It's not being it. Yeah, but yeah.
And this, Jamie, is why we need more than 30 seconds in case something like this happens and you've got to
No, we
explain
don't.
yourself. Yes,
We're still
we do.
22.
Anyway,
24,
we're cracking on. Be quiet. So the fastest to answer with the correct answer was Jamie, because the answer was B, Quintus Prime. Pete's ecstatic for you because he also got the right answer, but seconds late.
What the hell is that?
1 point to Jamie. Hooray for Jamie. Question number 2. Sorry, right, I'm going to read this properly. Autobots, Decepticons, like little children, always fighting, making a mess out of the universe. Then I've got to clean it up. Is a quote from which character from Transformers Age of Extinction? Is it A, Megatron, B, Galvatron, C, Lockdown, or D, Crosshairs? So the quote was, Autobots, Decepticons, like little children, always fighting, making a mess out of the universe. Then I've got to clean it up. Is a quote from which Age of Extinction character? A, Megatron, B, Galvatron, C, Lockdown, or D, Crosshairs? Right.
He went on the B and bang. He anticipated it.
The first person to answer with the correct answer was Paul. You all answered correctly, but Paul was the first one, so Paul gets the point, and it was
Paul
C,
answered that
Lockdown.
before.
I know. I didn't know.
Well,
what you
You
were saying.
both answered that before they died. I was listening to.
No complaining. Just a game, just a bit of fun. It's all a bit of fun. Anyway, no answering before the question's finished. Paul. Anyway, not that you were cheating. Right, let's go for question number 3. It's currently 1-1 between Paul and Jamie, and Pete has nothing. Number 3, in Transformers Animated, what was Shockwave's Autobot alter ego called? Was it A, Longarm, B, Punch, C, Ironhide, or D, Dealer? In Transformers Animated, what was Shockwave's Autobot alter ego called? A, Longarm, B, Punch, C, Ironhide, or D, Dealer? Right. Let's have a look here. The first person with the correct answer. You've all put the same answer. No, wait. You haven't.
No,
You've all answered twice. Why have
Yeah.
you answered twice?
I'm not good at it.
The correct answer was A, Longarm, and the fastest person to answer was Pete. So it's 1-1.
Oh my
Between
god!
3 of you going into the last 2 questions, and then we have a tiebreaker. And if it's a draw at
This
the end
is
of that,
tense.
It was much better than normal show.
Oh my god! Did you do this for 2 hours?
imagine this
Why
for
did
a
we do
pub
this
quiz. We just drink.
270 episodes ago?
Just drink. Couldn't be bothered. All right, here we go. Number 4. Are we ready? I'm just going to clear the decks. There you go. Just so I know that we have a break there. Right. How many G1 Pretender monsters form Monstructor? Is it A3, B4, C5, or D6? So the question again, how many G1 Pretender monsters form Monstructor? Is it A3, B4, C5, or D6? Pete, what's wrong? You look like
Pete
somebody's
wrote the
just
number.
armed you physically, or emotionally at least. Did you write the number, Pete? And did you write
Well,
the
those
wrong
people
number?
said 6.
I'm gutted.
Hey, get out of
we've
the
had
chat, you cheat! Yeah, the answer correctly was D6. And
Oh, that's
Jamie
right.
was the only one to get the correct answer.
sure?
So well done, Jamie. 2 points.
No, because I can count past 5, so Pete was fucked.
Ooh, right.
Oh,
No, this next question is important. This next question is
edit that
important. It's too late now. Right, here we go. Number 5. This is the possibly the last question, unless we need to get a tiebreaker. Here we go. Number 5. There's only 3 possible answers this time. In which year did Generation 2 launch? Was it A, 1991, B, 1992, or C, 1993? Oh, they're all quick on their answers this time. The correct answer was B, 1992. And Paul, by a millisecond.
Paul's put C, though. He's put C down. I'm telling.
I think he just means see you, Jimmy. Because
See you, Jimmy.
right, so Peter's left in disgust, coming last. Peter's out again. So we'll have a tiebreaker to see if we can separate you. We've only got one question, so basically, if we don't get this, it's a draw. So it's
Why is
between
my video
Jamie
stuck like
and
that?
Jamie. I don't know. It's really weird.
It's
but
your
we can see your
shorts,
legs.
mate.
Yeah. Here we go then. Right. Are we ready, boys? So this is
Yep.
between Paul and Jamie to decide this week's winner, or if it's a draw. The greatest treasures are found in the darkest places is the motto of which Autobot pretender? Is it A, Wave Rider, B, Landmine, or C, Groundbreaker? So the greatest treasures are found in the darkest places is the motto of which Autobot pretender? Is it A, Wave Rider, B, Landmine, or C, Groundbreaker?
I won't lie, I don't know any of those words. You've just said it.
It was C.
I'm pretty sure it's also Hop Hobby's. Pretty sure it's also Hop Hobby's motto as well. Well, joyously, you're both wrong. It was B, Landmine.
I know.
He did.
Oh.
He's a minor. So
Oh,
B,
Pete, that's
Landmine.
fixed it now.
But
Yeah, we
look,
can see.
it's still.
sorted.
We don't have any more questions because I couldn't be bothered to make any up.
Do you know what? I
it's a
won, so
draw.
that's
Well
okay.
done. Well done. You're joint winners. Pete's so
Joint winners.
upset about it that he's now mooning the camera at extreme close-up. So that's what you're seeing there. That's Pete's backside. So there you go. The
I don't
first
even know what's going.
Transformers quiz.
Oh,
That's
I
happened.
honestly thought it. I thought it was C as well.
think
I
it's-
just.
Oh, well. it
Well,
was
you
a
know, I wasn't
draw.
going to make him too easy, you know, because, you know.
So
I
what
would.
do we get?
What do you get? You get the pride of knowing that you beat Pete.
And
You know
Drew
more-
with Jamie.
Only just.
Do you remember
I don't
though, Paul? Do you remember when you used to come on this show and say how you didn't really know that much about Transformers, but you liked them? And look, you've beaten Pete. So there you go.
Yeah, you know more than Pete.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know
do
as
really-
much as you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was it.
Why is
we'll
Nicky
might
saying
do
well
another
done, Jamie? Why is no one saying well done, Paul?
one. Yeah,
Got the same
there's no
score.
congratulations for Paul. Oh, you can all go back into the comments now.
Hey, Pete, I see you. Right,
So long,
let's
Cam.
do some foreplay.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join in.
Congrats, Jamie.
Friday the 13th. The top 5 unluckiest spots in Transformers history. You have a little think. We've got our top 5 locked down. We'll start off. Andy, are you all right to kick us off with this? Our top 5 unluckiest spots.
Go on then. Yeah. I'll whiz through this because we seem to be quite far through. So my choice is Starscream, represented today by Armada Starscream. So I picked Starscream because it's about unlucky bots, and I don't think they get much unluckier than Starscream when you think about it. So obviously he spent the entirety of G-Ron scheming to overthrow Megatron. He failed every single time, usually miserably, and usually in some comical way that we could all laugh at. He finally gets to be leader of the Decepticons, which I still don't fully understand how he won that fight, but I'm guessing he must have had the other Seekers on his side or something. But anyway, he finally gets to be leader of the Decepticons in G1, and immediately Megatron returns as a powered-up guy called Galvatron and destroys him, literally like that. So, I mean, you don't come much unluckier than that. But then not only that, they then brought him back as a ghost, which I still think was a terrible thing. But they brought him back as a ghost, and he kind of gets to come back, kind of. So in G1, he's incredibly unlucky. He gets the underbase, the power of the underbase, this incredible power in the G1 comics. Yeah, he messes that up too, ends up getting blown up, has to become a pretender. The guy's not got much luck going on. Then he possesses Waspinator in Beast Wars. I mean, that's just a bad idea from the start. If you're going to possess anybody, don't possess Waspinator. That guy dies all the time. Even I know that, and I don't follow Beast Wars. Then he dies over and over again. If you watch Transformers Animated, he's killed over and over and over again. It's hilarious. But again, imagine that. Having an eternal spark, which means you can be killed over and over again, but you have to go through the pain every time. He gets his head cut off, and he gets used as a power source in Animated as well. In Armada, he has a wonderful redemption arc. Yay! Then he's destroyed by Unicron in an incredibly slow and painful way as we watch it on screen. And in the movie verse, he gets his eyes ripped out by Sam Witwicky of all blooming people, and then he has his head blown off. I challenge you to name an unluckier bot than Starscream. That's me done.
That was short,
Compelling
and sweet,
case.
punctual, and to the point. Well done.
I made
Thank you,
notes.
Jamie and Pete.
Actually made
Pete
notes.
and Jamie, what would you like? You go next, Pete.
Well, yeah, let's give the non-Transformer fan a chance.
I have picked Ultra Magnus primarily the long weekend in the summer of 2005. I think it was Independence Weekend. It was a holiday weekend in the US, primarily in Portland, Oregon, or Autobot City. It was his first long weekend covering the holiday rota, and everything went to crap pretty much.
You make this sound like Weekend at Bernie's.
I mean, yeah, but it is. If you see, you know, he had one job. You know, there's most of the Autobots are away enjoying themselves. You know, going fishing, having beach parties, and all the rest of it. And he's in charge of Autobot City, and it all goes to shit after that, doesn't it? Let's be honest. All right. Megatron rocks up past his early warning defenses. Perceptor's telling him, you should have been paying attention. He's going, it's my first weekend. It's my first weekend on the job. I should be forgiven. And then the Decepticons rock up and they're trashing the place, and then Optimus manages to fly all the way from Cybertron to bail him out. All right, and then I mean, spoiler alert. I don't know if everyone watching this show has seen it, but Optimus dies. All right, and it's mainly because of Ultra Magnus. All right, but he's really unlucky. All right, because he's a victim of circumstance at this point. But even then, still having cocked everything up, Optimus Prime says, "You're still next in line." All right, so he then gives him the Matrix and makes him leader. All right, so he's had a horrendous Friday. All right, we're now into Saturday, and Saturday's not got any better. All right, Prime's died. Okay, but he's taken over. That's okay. All right, now he's got to try and clear up. All right, he's been given the Matrix. They've had this amazing party. Now he's having to clear up the mess. All right, and then he finds out there's this massive planet-eating robot making its way through the universe, and it's going to trash. Yeah, I mean, look, this guy. Yeah, he woke up Friday morning. He was having the time of his life. He was Autobot City Commander. He had all of these new bots. He was having a great time. All right. And this has turned into, by far, one of the shittiest weekends he's ever had. Okay.
The language.
That's not the same as F.
Starscream to Ultra Magnus having a bad weekend.
I'm just saying. All right. That may be over years, but the stuff this guy went through over 3 days is pretty horrendous.
Oh, dear.
So then, obviously, you know, Galvatron rocks up and they're flying. So now he's listening to Perceptor. Oh my God.
Magnus listening to this.
It's just, oh my God.
I wonder if they'll do a pop quiz and they'll see how I do.
Let it end. They turn up in Junction. He tries to unleash the power of the Matrix, and he gets blown up.
Just says no.
This is Sunday. This is Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He's had an horrendous time. Genuinely.
Fine.
And then I mean, look, he
does get better though.
Yeah.
I mean, he does, but
Well,
he's
if you watch
entitled
it,
to
they put
really.
his legs on the wrong way around. If you watch the animation, his legs go on the wrong side.
So he's walking around in circles. To,
It gets
bang
worse. It's even more lucky.
Yeah, that actually probably helps the argument.
So for me, Ultra Magnus, because he had an horrendous weekend back in 2005, and I don't think he ever truly recovered from it.
That was good. Well done, Pete.
Yeah,
Right. I'll go for mine. So, Unluckiest, I've obviously gone for Fans Toys. No, I haven't.
You should have.
I went for Bumblebee just because, like, he's got two different characteristics, hasn't he? So, Bumblebee was one of my favourite characters as a kid. He's probably one of the ones where I grew up, and like Huffer, I looked back on the cartoon. I was like, God, they were really annoying, weren't they, with their voices? Especially Huffer. His voice was especially annoying. I don't know why that New York twang. But he was always a hero of mine. I loved him. And in the Transformers the movie 86, obviously, he gets into a bit of bother. I really felt for him, and that's how I grew up. And then finally his day come, didn't he? He landed on Earth. Michael Bay said, you know what? Actually, you step up. You come here. You're going to be a key part of the Transformers universe. Forever. But you can't talk. What? Yeah, you can't talk. We're not going to talk. We're going to do this shitty thing where we use the radio. And it's like, what? And you just think, why would you do that? It's such an amazing character. I like this now.
Where's he gone? Oh, he's back.
Yeah, so I think he's the unluckiest character because he finally got it, didn't he? All that work he done, it was always part of like that inner circle, the inner circle of Transformers Autobots. Bumblebee was always there. He finally got to the Bayverse stage. Bayverse fucking took his voice away so he could even talk. So he could finally be... Shut up, there's been about 8 swear words. We said F-bombs are right in moderation.
No, I started off. It's my fault. I opened the door.
You encouraged this.
I know.
I'm about to say something which would definitely got kicked off then. So it's Bumblebee, and when he got his own movie, which was such a great movie, I love Bumblebee the movie. Again, can he talk? No, he can't. Do we learn anything more about him? We don't. We get no backstory, do we? On Bumblebee and Bumblebee the movie, it was a little bit frustrating. So for me, he's one of my greatest characters. He's turned into one of the most unluckiest characters because we just don't get to see him as a hero in the way that we find out how he talks and what he thinks or anything. He just has to act and do stuff.
So basically, he's unlucky because he can't talk.
Yeah.
He's got laryngitis.
People who can't talk are a bit unlucky. Do you go around going and someone goes, start signing, and you go, you're lucky? That never happens. People can't talk. It's unlucky. I'm so sorry, Bumblebee. Don't listen to them. Listen.
Even his bad weekend, he's got a bad throat and he can't talk. Jamie, I hope you got something a bit more.
Well,
That's his whole life. He can't talk his whole life.
I actually liked what Paul said. I kind of really agree because I
Jim,
think
you scored similar to me in the quiz as well, didn't you? So,
yeah.
we know a little bit more about Transformers than the others.
What, you mean that the person who came up with the quiz himself? Yeah, you're right. Anyway, go on then, Jamie.
We need to use that as a soundbite. I think one of the unluckiest spots, and unlucky spots of circumstance, has got to be Alpha Trion. Alpha Trion, the noble warrior, the noble scientist, the one who saved Divine Pax's life in War Dawn and made Optimus Prime an updated new Transformer to fight the scourge of the Decepticons as Optimus Prime. If we could have given him a better targeting system, as we saw in Transformers the movie, unfortunately he didn't. But when it came to, I think, was it the key to Vector Sigma? And you could almost see, when you watch it again as an adult, as a kid, a lot of these things tend to be a bit oblivious and you don't really notice it. But as an adult, when you watch it again, and you can see it coming up there and they're going, oh, how will we access Vector Sigma? and you just think, oh no, not the old guy. The old guy's going to sacrifice himself, isn't he? You know, to give life to these aerial bots, and activate Vector Sigma. And he goes, oh, the original, you know, the first wave of Transformers or the Primes have ability to through their own connections to activate Vector Sigma, but it takes away their life force, which is a bit sucky, isn't it? I mean, who came up with that design? You know, yes, don't worry, you guys can access Vector Sigma without the key. It will kill you, but you know, that's how we designed it, made in Britain. Yeah, so pure Alpha Trion activates Vector Sigma and he dies. And then in Transformers 1, Alpha Trion again. He comes around, they activate him, you know, finds out he's probably the only Prime to survive. You know, happy, he sees these silly little Transformers in front of him, gives them cogs, improves them, gives them durability, the ability to transform, helps them. And then they manage to escape his pure Alpha Trion, is left to the wolves, literally, and murdered. So basically, Alpha Trion is two different circumstances, two different epochs, two different franchises, you know, in this sort of wonderful universe of Transformers, finds himself getting introduced to the audience only to die later to bring life or change to other Transformers without ever really getting to develop as a character himself. And I just think that's just unlucky, isn't it? It's so, I mean, that's his niche. It seems to be in storytelling. He's destined to die to bring people to life. He's almost like, who's that character? He's like the Sean Bean of the Transformers universe. When you see Alpha Trion, you know he's going to be dead. Going to be brilliant, noble, awesome. But he's dead. Dead. Alpha Trion, the Sean Bean of the Transformer universe. So that's my argument. It's unluckiest Transformer in the universe, the one who is Alpha Trion, aka Sean Bean.
It's good. It's very good.
What an accolade.
Yeah, the Sean Bean. Right. We've got any others? Have you all gone? That's everyone, isn't it? Yes.
That's everyone?
Yeah.
Good. So, should we do socials?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready, Eddie?
Yes, sir.
What intro would you like?
I feel like Donkey died because I don't feel like you played it very good.
I forgot Donkey died.
You delete it since we've got mainstream.
Found it.
I could do without Monday morning, stumbling out of bed and yawning. Didn't get home till 2:45. I could do with a D. I could do without the 9 to 5. Gotta work hard to survive. That's the last time he touches my knee. I could do with a D. I could do.
Why ask? Why ask?
Because he could do with the D. Now let's get on with it.
Isaac Ryan from Facebook sharing Akai Studios 3D printed head sculpt for Studio Series 86 Cup, and that head sculpt is sublime.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
What an improvement! Like,
yeah,
that is.
bloody
I ordered
gorgeous.
that after seeing that
Have you?
photo. I just went, you know what? I'm going to order this bad boy.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Reno, excuse the screenshot. I normally trim it up a bit better, but Reno on Blue Sky and yeah, look at it. It's like
But
horrific,
he had
isn't it?
so many to download.
Oh, it's when it might have been late when I did it. However, let's not dwell on the screenshot. Let's dwell on the art.
232 fucking photos. No, you couldn't tidy it up. That's a lovely picture, Pete. Thank you for sharing. And well done, Reno Varka.
I
Yeah.
do love that. That's actually really amazing.
That is a good picture.
It's just a lovely, fun illustration. Liang Quang Koi K with a life-size G1 accurate Optimus Prime. We cannot confirm if it transforms. However, talk about a centerpiece. He's actually Liang Quang Koi is actually 8'2", so that is a massive Optimus Prime. Reminds me of the big Optimus Prime I used to have.
It's not life
Many
size
years
though,
ago.
is it? Because if it was life size, it would be the size of Optimus Prime if he was a truck that turned into a robot.
I mean,
just-
comparing it to other Transformers, yes, but if you're comparing it to humans, it is life size. No?
That's not life size though.
Why?
Not one-to-one scale, is it?
Right.
Let's start calling you Jamie.
If it was any bigger, like Pete said in chat, you couldn't take it to bed.
He did.
We
say
don't
that.
like liars, Jamie.
I
Do
didn't
we?
see what you did with it in bed,
No,
did
no,
I?
no. People said we don't like losers. We don't like losers in quizzes. No, just too soon.
I did you can't do that. You're the quizmaster. You have to be neutral.
I'm totally neutral.
Cybertronian Collector highlighting the next crossover that Hasbro need to do. It needs to be the Thunder Tank or the 18 van. Thunder Tank first.
This
I think
funny
Thunder
how
Tank.
you didn't even like the photo that you showed. Always like the photo before you take the screen.
I don't have Instagram.
You
Who
can
shared
always
it in the
notice.
Oh, then it wasn't you.
Oh.
Dum, da, dum, dum. Ooh. Now it's getting juicy. Carry on.
I mean, I just want to remind everybody on the stream that we are a team.
Abu said he expects more accuracy from the wielder of the tape measure. You know what? I agree.
Yeah. Quick to Rome. I don't know. I was just saying
Goose.
that might work.
Goose from TFW 2005 with the
They're toys, aren't
fans toys.
they?
Yeah, fans toys, I believe.
Why did he do that bird thing? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lovely photo. Well, collage of photos, but it's
Yeah.
done really well.
I think that's just masterpiece, isn't it?
And I'm not just saying it because Seaspray's down the front and he's the best mini bot of all time, but pretty much.
Warpath's the best. Tank.
No, he isn't.
What, Hovercraft versus Tank?
Yeah.
8-year-old Andy was like, oh, I wish I could float
how
on
many
land
tanks-
and sea.
How many tanks are there? Yeah, I did want to float on land and sea. Didn't you?
No,
You
I like
liar.
guns in my
You wanted to
head.
blow things up. Well, that's a different issue. And then you just run around and go, wow, kablowy.
This is an awesome photo.
I just wanted to talk like I was underwater. That's a fantastic photo.
Abkey B4G.
Pardon?
I'm trying to run it. Yeah, I stopped.
Speaking in tongues.
I
Yeah.
can translate the kanji if you want. It says Gareth.
Gareth. There it is.
Gareth on Instagram shares Series Hot Rod and Galvatron.
Just brilliant.
Gorgeous photo. The Kai Cage on Blue Sky. Is it Blue Sky? Blue Sky. With
Yeah.
a original
Do
design.
you remember Twitter?
Twitter.
It's like Twitter, Pete, and it became X, and there's a new one called Blue Sky.
One more. I will sabotage this whole stream. One
you're
more.
Anyway, there's Jalopy. Lovely.
So friend of the show, Liam Lowry, reached out and highlighted a few Instagram contributors that we should showcase this week. So first one, 330 with what, MDLX
Yeah.
side swipe. Awesome photo. Retro Razzie, which is such a quality name.
Yeah.
I really like that photo. Everyone remember the drawing of Devastator ripping open, and it always looks so like it's something else with the way the artwork is.
Mm.
Which
Sort of
Megatron's
fine
that?
drawing.
Do we know? Anybody know what Megatron that is?
Masterpiece.
That's New Age.
Masterpiece.
That's New Age.
New Age.
New Age.
Rage.
That's
Android
insane.
action figures.
I think we've got 2 photos from him because, like, that. This is crazy. Like, they're all figures.
It's amazing.
Such creative people.
Android from Chile. He's not Chile, he's from Chile, I think.
Armada Starscream.
All his photos were like that. They all look like movie posters.
Yeah, they all look awesome. He's done a great one of the Transformers annual as well. Like the other annual, the first one.
This is my favourite of this
Yeah.
week, I think. The way he's got it posed. Yeah, such an awesome.
It should be noted that Cliff Jumper pointed out the Thunder Tank to me.
Oh, you mean the previous picture? I
Yeah.
thought you were trying to tell us there's a thunder tank in there somewhere.
Yeah, I was looking for it.
No,
It's
no.
got- why has he got Shockwave's
We're all looking
head?
for it. Where is it? It's like, where's Wally?
Why has he got Shockwave's head?
No, he's just looking down.
It's his
What?
insignia. It's his insignia you're looking at. He's just looking down. He's running.
It's not his eye.
You know, it's the front part of his forehead. He's got that part, and it's yellow on there for some reason, but it might be just the way the light's catching it. Silver normally.
I'll move on. It's causing them.
Great photo.
It's
I'd
causing
like
much
to-
stress.
good, but now Paul's ruined it for everyone.
I'd like to subscribe because it looks wrong. I'm going to screenshot that quickly before you. Yep, got it.
We'll edit that bit.
No, it's a great photo, and everybody
Yeah.
likes it,
Amazing.
including Paul.
Didn't
I
you
chose
put it
that
up,
photo.
Paul? Yeah, Paul chose that photo.
Exactly. And then he
I
noticed
realise
that.
they've done it wrong though, so I'll text him.
Setting me up to fail again. I'm even chill with Tars.
Saying put your photo on our show.
Steady on, Pete. Steady on. I'm going to cut that bit out, mate. That makes sense. Good.
Robo Lucas with
Ross does.
the
He always
Yeah.
does cool stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't that the guy who does the stickers?
Yeah,
See
yeah,
the-
it is.
The dry rub
Yeah.
insignias and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you, Liam. Was it like as Pete said? It's, great suggestions.
Spider Father.
I think that's just
Scuzzled.
brilliant. That's like me when I'm standing next to Paul. You know,
Come on, I'll buy you a beer.
Quiz winners.
Champions.
I mean,
Try again next time. Don't you worry.
I can go over it.
We'll see.
Lee Licorice. This is exceptional.
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I just want it as a game now, and now that it's not a game, I'm disappointed and feel lied to. Now I don't like
Angry.
it. Yeah.
Suddenly emotions.
Angry. I'm turning green, yellow green, like the Constructicons. But yeah.
And that's Social Corner this week.
Full of-
Pete, good social corners, and well done, mate. That was a lot of photos.
Cheers. Thanks ever so much. It's nice to be appreciated, Paul.
I think you tried your hardest, and we can see that. Well done. Right, time for a new section, which we are going to have a little look at a Transformers artist or editor or some sort of Transformers person with an input, and look at some of their outputs. So we're just going to find a new intro for it. Let's use thanks. Tom, show me your gum.
Jim, do you want to go to the bathroom and French kiss?
What about Sulu? Where is he?
Sulu's dead. Show me your gums. Oh, yeah.
Show me your gums. I'm going to show you more than that from this artist. So it's Tom Figueroa, who we've chosen this week. Now, do you all know who he is?
Yes.
Yes.
Massive Transformers artist who kind of went quiet.
Dreamwave.
Done a load of Dreamwave stuff. Not only Dreamwave stuff, he got involved with Hasbro. So is it Aaron Archer, who I think might be coming on the show?
It's impossible. It's
Possible
impossible.
one day he might come on the show.
knows?
Some
There goes a
man,
surprise.
Thank God we'll have it as a surprise when we announce it.
maybe. But he chose this guy. He saw his artwork and saw his creations, and actually got him. He thought it was so good when he was working for Dreamwave that he'd get him involved in the actual Transformers line, and he did, and he worked, and he produced some excellent molds, and he produced some amazing designs. But tonight we want to pay homage to him, so I'm going to put some of his photos. well, his pictures. When I saw the Dream Race stuff, I think of any Transformers stuff where I saw Step Up, it was when, and it was almost so bad because the art was almost better sometimes than the storyline. And that's not knocking out. I know there's massive Dreamwave fans out there, but seeing the front covers when you've had Marvel G1, you've read through that, you've left Transformers, and then you saw stacks of Dreamwave comics with this level of art was exceptional. Blew me away. And I remember asking a guy, I said, I think he was selling like all these comics, these Dreamwave comics for like, I think they were £1.50 each. And I said, can I just have all of them? And there was like 60 or 70 of them for 50p each. And he let me have them. And I couldn't believe it. Like the art. And we got a picture of the man himself. I think this one's quite a famous one, isn't it? Have you guys seen this?
Is this where he managed to put in every G1 bot? I think. I'm sure I read that somewhere.
Did he colour that himself as well? Or did someone else?
I coloured it for him, but he done all the outlines.
Colour by numbers.
So he done the Dreamwave productions when they got the comic book license, and he was initially signed to illustrate the package for the Armada toy line. So that's probably is that 15 years ago, 12 years ago? Must be, mustn't it? Maybe a little bit more.
What was that for? Sorry.
The Armada toy line. So,
so 2002 would be when that started.
He also done the War Within miniseries. He designed a pre-Earth mode for every single character. Like that sounds like the best job ever. Like design a pre-Earth mode for like we saw Jazz, didn't we? Well, Jazz was it, or Wheeljack, Bumblebee. They're pre-Earth characters, but he got to do it for every single character that appeared in the series, with the exception of Megatron, whose design was done by Pat Lee. Aaron Archer took notice of his talents, and Hasbro hired him to help design the toys for him. I'm not just reading off tfwiki.net.
Definitely not
by myself. But shout out to tfwiki.net. So go there because they talk about him. He eventually got burnout on Transformers and left the franchise as his primary creative work, and took an indefinite break. But he's recently been back in May 3 years ago, May 2022, when he opened a Twitter account and he started doing line arts of his past works and some anecdotes as well. So it might be worth checking this out. But that's him. That's the boy himself. You can see in the background, anyone who's an artist and has a G1 Fort Max needs to be taken seriously in the Transformers world. This perspective, though, this is like photographers, isn't it? A photographer would do that. To do that as an artist is amazing. But so many amazing pictures. Lots of people saying, did he do the G1 book? G1 book reissues too. So hopefully we'll see more from him. But yeah, Dreamwave. I just want to dive
really
into
good.
that more.
Yeah.
Really nice crop pictures as well there, Paul. Real good effort, man. Yeah, awesome.
It was 16 pictures, which is just enough. I can do that and my normal job. If it had been 17.
Agreed. If I'd have had time, I'd have dyed my beard as well. Genuinely. I didn't have time.
Who knows?
I didn't have time.
Why didn't you go in for dyeing my beard?
I bet he just.
Next year, have a go at me for straightening my hair. Right, that brings us to discussion.
We now return to the Transformers.
Can we talk to you about our collection? So I didn't do this tonight, so I was meant to do a little room tour, but I literally just got straight in. And I was late back from work, so I haven't done that. But our favourite bit of our collection, we've kind of touched upon this. We'd love to hear about what you think is your favourite part of your collection. There's so many bits in mine where I just think, I just love it. So we'll start off with me, I think. What's my favourite part of my collection?
It's so enthusiastic.
You tell us.
I'll tell you. You can come with me. Let's go have a look. So, hi, I'm Paul from Transformers Show, and this is my room tour. We can see over here we've got some 90s PCs, which is so the wooden things down there. They're going to go over here, where you can see the Ghost. but the rest of it is 90s PCs. We've got some Star Trek stuff up there. If I take you around a slight edge, you can just about see 1,800 PlayStation 2 games from when I was really into PS2. I think we've done this bit before. You can see the first episode of Lost Light. And up there, we've got, is it Alex Milne? It's done 8 Face for me, one of my favourite characters ever. And then return. So when I do my work in the morning on a Monday, I work from home. I'm very lucky to have these PCs here. This is where the magic happens. Yeti mic, pretty standard. Everyone who's professional uses one. Jamie, Andy, and me. Not everyone has one. There's 2 beers that I've had tonight. There's Lupus, obviously always ready to go. We've got some recent pickups and some things to unbox. And then here is the best bit, it's the Transformer shelves. Ooh. So probably not too well lit. But you can see the Masterpiece is on the first shelf. They're all just about squeezing in. Some Dirty Chug over there, some New Age. Then we've got waves and waves of Blokees going all the way up to the ceiling. Just there. It only cost me £20, but it's nice to pick up the pink Blokees Optimus Prime. So, that was a great bargain at Lidl's. Middle of Lidl's, that was. Got that bad boy. And then we turn to our right. And we have Blood Angels all the way across, which actually isn't my favourite chapter. Dark Angels are my favourite chapter. But Blood Angels are so well produced by Joy Toy. You'd be a fool not to collect them. We go up, we can see some Intercity 125s up there. You can see Trapjaw, some He-Man, Sephiroth, Lion-O, Captain Planet, and some 90s, 80s. There's Leonardo, no, Donatello, no, Raphael. And then behind me, we have some more Joy Toy, some more Star Trek ships, and then a couple of TVs that we play our Xboxes on with our sons. And that's it. That's my collection. That is it. If I had to choose my favourite bit, it is this bit. I've got shorts on, don't worry. Some paddle matches. This is the bit I get to sit in every night.
This is my paddle racket.
On Friday. I'll get it. It's a ball paddle. Ball paddle Explo Comfort, which, if you know paddle, you'll know that's a reasonably priced racket. So that's my room. So my favourite bit is probably just this bit. I get to sit here, chat to you guys. I get to see on a Monday or whenever I work from home. Really, really lucky. I'll never forget that. I get to sit here and I look at Transformers, and sometimes if a Teams meeting is going on for a little bit too long, I just reach across quickly. They can't see it. It becomes long this quickly. I'll just quickly transform something and I'll put it back, and then I'll be refocused on the meeting at hand. So,
you should get a Transformer with a big ratchets in it. So
I have a few of those. Yeah, it's funny because today yesterday I had a GM meeting, so all my managers turn up, and I have an English one and a Scottish one. I got all the English managers together yesterday in Washington, in the Northeast, and I had my Transformers mug, which has got my coffee in it, because Washington's really close. It's only 15 minutes drive from my house. So I brought it in and put it down. It has all the G1 Transformers on the edge of it. And they went, "Oh, is that your son's?" I was like, "No, it's not." I was like, "No, it's not. That's mine." They were like, "Oh, it's Transformers." I was like, "Yeah. You like Transformers? Transformers are awesome." Like, "Oh, okay." That was it. Bring yourself to work. I thought, do you know what? I'm not going to pretend I don't fucking like Transformers. And also I'm your boss, so you have to like Transformers.
I can sack you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you again, do you like Transformers? I thought you did.
We all like Huffer. Andy, favourite part of your collection, or your collection room, what would you say it is?
I don't have a favourite part of the collection room because my collection's spread out over about 3 rooms at the moment. But favourite part of the collection, G1 stuff, just because of the nostalgia and the emotional connection to it, and some of it was really hard to get like decent versions of it. Not the Naked Pete mug. I mean, there's that, obviously. Stays at the back of the cupboard, never to be used. Yeah, so G1 stuff. I think the other thing is the stuff that, like, there's obviously several things that I've been very lucky to be kind of gifted and stuff. And they are always somewhere prominent because you've got to appreciate it when somebody takes the time and gives you something to just to show it off because it means something to you. So, like, I've got several of them somewhere where I can always have them on display. So, especially downstairs. This is the problem with not having a display room. I've had to invade the dining room area, and where you'd normally have, you know, where like people would have like a cupboard in the corner with random plates and pint glasses they got from Amsterdam and other nonsense. Yeah, I've just got like Transformers on not Dettolf, Billy bookshelves. So yeah, that kind of stuff. That's the stuff that is mostly my favorite stuff. And currently 1/3 of my dining table is covered in Transformers because I haven't got somewhere permanent to put them at the moment. So they get cleared away when they have to be cleared away, and then I sneak them back onto the table afterwards and mess around with them and occasionally take a photo or two. So yeah, in terms of my collection, I just want to get it cleared out, get everything put up, and then have it all kind of there behind me. And that'll be nice once that's all done. But I don't have. I'm always really jealous when I see stuff like what you've got, Paul. Obviously, I've been lucky enough to visit you at your house, and I know you've changed the room now, but it's always been a really good display room. And Pete, obviously, I've been lucky enough to be to your house as well, and your room is fantastic. I especially love the wallpaper and everything as well. So it's all really themed. Jamie, I get to see your collection, or at least large chunks of it behind you, and then you've shown off the other stuff and the other bits and pieces, and your the room where you do your photography mostly.
Yeah,
stuff like
I'm
that.
in
So
the
I
house
do
just
that.
now.
Yeah, in the summer house. He doesn't in his back garden. He means he has a summer house. He's just popped out for the weekend. But yeah, that I think would probably prompt another conversation for another time. Is the issue of space?
Yeah,
because it's an eternal battle, and I've noticed more and more recently, including some of you guys, struggling with space and having to put things into storage, or do you sell and move it on because
throw boxes out?
Yeah,
Things I've
boxes,
never done before. Like literally, I will get boxes and just throw them out. Like,
that's after doing that. No,
it's a big one for me at the moment. Is having to say no, I'm going to get rid of the box, and I really don't want to because I love the artwork on it or something. And but space is just getting. It just really is getting too. The kids are getting bigger. They've got more stuff. They want more room. They won't move out. There's so many issues going on with that at the moment. So I've got to find some way to fit it in. My wife's bought a snake. She wants more. She says we should breed them.
More.
They go for a lot of money. I didn't realize how much money they go for. But she said, yeah, we should now start. It's like I've just said yes to you having one snake. We're not doing breeding right now. Thank you very much. Let's have 23. 164 followers on Instagram in like less than a week. What the? Anyway, yeah. So I think that would be my big thing about my collection. Would not be like the collection itself, but I want more space and I want a better way to display them than I've currently got. But eventually I'll get there. We will get there. Sometime in 2028, I'm sure. Maybe 29.
Peter?
Well, I need to say what my because if I don't, there's going to be an awkward conversation after the show. So obviously, the favourite part of my collection is
making big, Paul. Making big.
It's the Thundercats, and the Cat's Lair. Can I move a little bit further around? Yeah.
So good.
I think to your point, Paul, I'm quite lucky enough that I work at home the majority of the time, and to be able to look. I think I've said this before. You know, you can have a stressful day, and you can have a day where you just spend the day wound up. But it's really hard to be wound up in this room. But very, very briefly going through the rest. I need to sort some lighting out, but that's my chug overflow shelf and my animated shelf. Moving round to this side, these are we come back a bit. So we've got the details on one side. That's the Autobot 86 shelf. The Hatchet books that I'm really glad I bought. Now they've brought out a compendium of everything for a fraction of the price I paid for all of that. So I'm really glad about that. I've got my Grimlock shelf. In the middle, random Decepticon Chug and Autobot Chug, and then my G1 stuff, which is a small collection, and the 86 bots. And then round here, just the modern versions of pretty much everything else. A Masterverse, Blokees. This shelf is meant to be my new purchases shelf, but it's now become an overflow. Obviously, Unicron. We've got Masters of the Universe, Toon Collection, and then Turtles, and then Spider-Man. And I think to Andy's point, yes, there is a lot of stuff there, but the space is just disappearing. And it's like, what happens when I eventually fill the space? I haven't used it as well as I think I can do, but it's not going to go on forever. It's not an infinite area. And I'm very fortunate. When we bought this house, I only needed 2 bedrooms and we bought a 3-bedroom. So it made sense to have an office kind of display area, because I can't, me personally, and I get why people do it, but me personally, I can't rationalize having stuff that I put in storage. If I have it, I want to see it, because it's just for me. That's just for me. That's just for me. And I get why people do it, 100%. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but for me, I don't want something I can't see, because I might as well not have it.
Yeah.
I might as well. I can Google it and look at it, in that regard. So, basically, I think I'm just going to move. I'm just going to buy a bigger house. Just because I bought more toys. So that's it, really, I think.
When all the big snake breeding money comes in, we'll buy a big mansion. We'll all live together, and we'll have many rooms.
An estate. An estate. I mean, assuming you're not, you don't succumb to a freak accident with one of them.
With one of my mildly venomous
Which
snakes.
we've got money on, guys. Put the money on now.
How long before a snake eats me?
2027. Me.
There's a few comments there. Something you said about it almost like being a sanctuary, and it kind of is. Like, it's so nice, isn't it, having somewhere you can go. Like, I could live here. Like, if I could have like unlimited food and water, I think I could stay here for like 80 years. I'd be alright before I start going, actually, I might have to go outside this room. Like, when you and me and James talk about video games and stuff, like, I could sit here and play Claire Obscura Expedition 33 until forever.
Best game ever.
It's just, you have like everything you need, apart from human interaction, and that's the only reason why I have to come out of this, to interact with humans, and my wife, and my kids, and my job.
Guzzy made a good point about the UV stuff, because I've got obviously a fair amount of my original G1 Transformers, and they never really looked like they were showing their age. In the last couple of years, I feel like they've started to, and I don't know if that's the UV light, or it's been mentioned on some of the forums I've been on about the effect that if you don't dust your Transformers regularly enough, that something in the dust can actually cause the paint pigment to fade. Yeah. I know. You imagine how panicked I was when I hadn't dusted them for a long time. I was like, oh shit.
What the hell?
I've got to go. I've got to go, fellas.
But yeah, I've definitely noticed that with some of them. I've got a G1 Scattershot that I've had for a long time, and I've definitely noticed a fading of the colours on parts of it now. So I think it's just, you do your best to keep it out of the UV light. I think Guzzy's right about, you can put stuff on your windows to protect from the UV light. I think it's definitely worth investing in.
It does make a difference. It does make a difference.
But then you also do have to remember nothing lasts forever. They are toys. They weren't designed to last like 40 years. So stuff is likely to happen to them. You just got to do the best you can to look after them, and then hope you can get a replacement. Or they'll make a modern version, and you'll love that nearly as much. But yeah, so protect your toys, people. Although it was interesting your point about, like you were saying about, you don't feel there's any point putting stuff in storage.
Yeah,
because like me, I do kind of feel the same way. I like the feeling of knowing I've still got it, but then if it's in a box and you don't look at it for years,
yeah,
I do kind of feel like, well, why do I really have it? You know, and that's not the same for everyone. Other people are more than happy to keep stuff in storage, but I know, like, I've had this discussion with other collectors, and that same thing has come up. It's like, well, if you've not touched this stuff for years and it's just in boxes, would you be better off? You could sell it on, buy new stuff, or do whatever you're doing, or even, well, donate it to Toy Fu. I mean, you know, sell it or donate it to Toy Fu, because Toy Fu do buy collections, as they'll tell you themselves. You know, you can move it on to somebody who can then enjoy it again, and maybe have it front and center of their collections. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting question. Like, what do you do for space? Because Paul, your layout, I think, is really good. Pete, your layout is really good but like you said, you're probably going to have to start looking at whether you're maximizing the space that you've got, whether you need to move the gigantic cat's lair that takes up a third of your room.
Doing everything around it.
Make it literally a centerpiece, center of the room. Just have to go around it all the time. But yeah, Jamie, you've spoken recently about having to put stuff into storage, which you hadn't, I don't think, really had to do a hell of a lot of before then. So, like, have you got any plan, or is it just I'll keep it for now?
I tend to put them to storage. Usually big boxes or boxes like this, and I'll have like bubble wrap, and I'll have stickers clearly labelled, and I have a folder on my PC, so I have the boxes numbered and the characters in each box, so I know where they are, so I can go to them. And that helps me when it comes to toy photography. I know which box I need to go to grab to get that transformer. And I think in some respect, because of toy photography, even if I don't get, because I've got hundreds of pictures of characters which I've never posted, which I've taken. And it's usually because I don't think it fits into what I've posted prior or whatever. It just doesn't fit in. He's isolated by himself and stuff. But anyway, it's like, I know what characters to grab, and I'll look for my folder and I go, yeah, it's in that box there, you know, and I can go and grab it. And with me, that gives life to them, because I'm going to be getting this room redecorated, and I'm going to get the main bedroom redecorated, and it's going to become quite sterile. You know, I'm not going to have anything really in display. I'm going to have lots of these packed away under bubble wrap. And I'll know where they are, and I won't need to worry about dusting them all the time or cleaning them each time I take a photo. And I'll have enjoyment, because I know, because when I get them out, I get to play with them. When I take my photos, I get to play. And in some cases, what I've recently found myself doing, and it's been a strange thing, because I didn't really do it years prior. I only really started doing it last year. Is sometimes I would just grab a transformer and I would transform them. Like one of the older ones I've had, and I've been messing around doing that sometimes, and just messing around with poses. I'll take it with my mobile phone and stuff, and it's just kind of fun. And I think in a way, what broke that up was probably getting Blokees, because Blokees kind of took that bit away, because I've been building Blokees and stuff. And I think that's, I mean, I think when it comes to display, though, I'm always going to try to have, like, I don't know if I can, like Defsauce and HasLab Star Saber. I'm going to have like a display there, and I think I'm always going to have the Dinobots in a Dino mode, and the Terracons and the Seacons are going to be out and stuff. And you know, I'm going to have little cases, just not all of them. And obviously, the Headmasters and Target Masters. I have to stop myself there, because then you just don't stop. I have to pick 4 or 5 teams, and because then suddenly it'll be everything, and then I'm in the same mess I want. But I want things to be more organized and clean and more sterile, but know where everything is, and grab and have pockets where I look to, because I look at something like Pete's. I mean, I've been lucky enough to be in there, you know, and came out unscathed, which was even luckier. and it's just a majestic room. It's a really joyous room to be in, and it's brilliant. And it's and if I had a room like that, I'd be just as happy. You know, just because I want a sterile room, and my plan is to have a lot of things packed away and have pockets of things I would have out and display, doesn't mean I don't see something like that and think that's just a good as option. It's just for me, I have so much work to do. I'm always busy and I'm moving stuff around. I'll be far more efficient like that. And that's why I want to get 2 rooms decorated more for like storage and handle. And I've got the loft. I mean, I've got like 60 boxes packed stuff. And then I've got the big, huge thingy boxes. I've got about, I must have 30 of them. And it's packed with stuff, and it's like, and I have getting rid of boxes now. I'm getting rid of the cardboard. I used to flat pack it. Now I'm just getting rid of the flat packing, and I'm clearing stuff out, and I'm finding myself just not holding on to stuff. Like I used to keep cables for my computer systems, and I think, oh, that.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no, I'm just chucking this. You know, I'm just trying to clean there. And it is like, it feels like a battle, because there's so many Transformers coming out which are so cool and so awesome, and there's other cool toy lines like Mask toy lines coming out, and I'm going to be getting Mask, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't have any storage, and I am lucky because I have got like another work area, an office area I can work in, but even that, I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to be like stepping on things like it's Lego. I like having lots of space. And I think being a toy collector, your space gets taken away. And I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. I keep thinking about my G.I. Joe collection. I really love G.I. Joe. Collected every figure there is. And I'm thinking to myself, I might have to let this go. And I ordered the damn plane, and it's bigger than my helicopter. My helicopter's huge. And I'm thinking, I've like barely got room to store that, and it looks really good, and I really like the helicopter. But then I'm thinking about the plane, and I think, these are not made for British households. These toys, are not.
I figure when they did the USS Flag, and it's like 3 times bigger than your car.
I thought Jamie meant he actually had a helicopter, and that this toy was going to be bigger than his helicopter that he keeps in the back garden.
No, but I just want, and it's going to be more HasLabs, and there's more Hasbro, and I think sometimes I admire Paul and Pete, and even to extent Andy, because Andy's quite, I've noticed like this as well. You're quite selective. You get stuff you really like,
yeah,
and then that's it. And if you don't like it, you guys are selling it. Where with me, I'm stuck with Bonecrusher because he's part of a freaking 6-man team, But if you had to choose, if he wasn't part of a team and he was an individual bot, I'd probably still buy him because I'm cursed. Even if it's not that lovable a figure, I start to.
So would you say
myself,
he's the favourite part of your collection then?
No.
The Madonna moment.
I think the worst figure in my collection is the Naruto figure. The crossover. Because I just think the head not moving around and
Naruto.
Yeah, Naruto one is just it's a bit sterile, which is a pity. Because I think the bot mode
really
is a bit fun. I do. I like the bot mode, but I think sometimes they've got to make these toys when they make them into animal modes fun and posable, and I think over time I've kind of changed my mind on it. Where I think other figures which are kind of falling in and out, I kind of change all the time. Naruto one, I've got it over there on the windowsill, so he's the first one to get hit by the rays of death. And take one for the team. Let's see if you get any magical powers now.
I think a big problem though is that, like, we've talked about space, but I think all of us have branched out into other toy lines to some extent that we want to collect, and then having to try and find the space for more than one toy line. And like, we have friends like Moff, who've got multiple toy lines. Jamie, you've got loads of Mask stuff now. You've got your G.I. Joe stuff. You've got your Transformers stuff. You've got your Visionary stuff. It's like, God, where the hell is this all going to go?
Visionaries deserves to be in its own little display place, and I've got it down in the living room. in 2 big, huge plastic boxes covered to protect them against sunlight, because I really want to get in there, play with them, and do stuff with them. And right now, the cat's using it as its home to sit on top of those 2 boxes and peruse the living room. And I've got Battle Beasts.
Yeah, there's another one. So, yeah, Space, the final frontier.
Right.
I think where do you draw the line? Yeah.
Yeah, where do you draw a line? And where do you draw a line with a show which is 2 hours and 20 minutes in?
We should probably draw the line here.
Is thank you for continuing to watching this. We do appreciate it so much. It is really appreciated. And the fact that, bloody hell, I think we're at like 9,900 and something subs. It's really hot.
Just realised my chair's blocking the freaking fan from touching.
Oh no!
I started to get hotter. No.
Well, listen, we're going to end it tonight. Thanks so much for watching. If you're going to TFN The Gathering in a couple of weeks' time in Glasgow, I'll be there. Jamie, Pete, Andy, I'm not sure who's going to be there. It's a bit far for you to come.
No.
It's,
yeah. I work in Scotland, so I might see you there. So please come and say hello if you're there. I'm really excited. Moff's going to be there. I think Danvers State is going to see if he can come up for it. Graham's going to be there. Robocop should be good. So, yeah. Thank you for watching tonight. It was a really good show. Really enjoyed it. Thank you to my co-hosts. Thanks to everyone. And we'll see you next week on Friday night at 8 o'clock. That's it for Transformers The Show. Good.
It's time for Transformers, the show! From Michael Bay to Marvel, UK, and everyone on in between. Breaking news and toy reviews, every robot turns wet green. Grab a brew and join the crew, become part of our scene. Bring your mom, let's drink her own, make sure you're at least 18. Welcome to the show, set party and let's blow. Friday nights, let's go, Transformers the show. Friday nights, let's go! Transformers, the show! Transformers, the show!
Dick.